Hello and welcome to build up to a good game. It's been a while, but the Premier League is back, which means West Ham are back in action this evening. Kick-off an hour and 5 minutes away, which means the lineups are, of course, just 5 minutes away. It's Arsenal against West Ham United at the Emirates tonight. Gonzo, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. A bit nervous. It's hard. I don't know if you've been watching many of the games. I haven't, but I've listened to some of the results come in. But literally, just as we were setting up now, I've managed to watch just a little bit of Aston Villa and Liverpool, and I saw that they were 2 goals down, and they just been and scored just a moment ago, and I just looked at it, I thought they're having a right go, and something sort of occurred to me. They're just having a go and they're putting crosses over, but he seems to have been able to work his players into really good positions to put those crosses over. And I'm just thinking about it actually, and just wondering, it's about the same disparity between Liverpool and Aston Villa. Would you say a similar disparity between Arsenal and West Ham? There's no reason we shouldn't go and attack these teams. I think you can make any case that Aston Villa have better players than Liverpool. Clearly they don't. Yeah, a little tweak, a little tactics, and he's just thinking, okay, well, let's sort of double up wide. Let's swing some crosses over, and let's sort of get involved in the game. And they're having a go. I think there's just so much to be said for just going for it, really, Geo. And I was just watching that. It's hard not to watch that and not to think about West Ham. I was just thinking, come on, I'd love to see some of this. Just have a go. Let's put them on the back foot, because Villa are putting Liverpool on the back foot. They were 2-0 up. It wouldn't surprise me if in 5 minutes' time you turned around and said, "Oh, Villa have equalised and it's 2-2." And that's what happens when you have a go.
Yeah, it's been quite a good game to watch, actually, end-to-end stuff. I had similar, well, actually, I didn't have similar thoughts. I had completely different thoughts, but I was watching a game earlier which made me think of West Ham, and that was Newcastle just dismantling and making Leicester look like a championship team, and 2-0 up after 8 minutes. Now there is a major individual error in there from Amarte, which concedes a penalty after 90 seconds. But again, you saw how Leicester were poor, didn't lay a glove on Newcastle all game. I thought this was the last team to beat us, and I know Maddison's missing from today, but Maddison was missing for 70 minutes in our game or whatever it was. He went off, and it was just, I just watched it and I thought, like, I was actually looking forward to the Premier League back today. I thought, here we go, I'll watch a 12:30 game, watch our next opponent's Brentford. Oh, great, 2-0 up at, it finished 2-2. We went 2-0 up at Tottenham. I thought, oh, bloody hell, here we go. And then I watched that Leicester game, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, it's 4 o'clock, and I'm annoyed that the Premier League's back. It didn't take long to change my mind about it. How are you feeling about today's game, though? Before you see the lineup,
I'm just worried that we'll see the same. And that was really my point about the Aston Villa. I looked at it.
I think you'll be happy with the lineup.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Okay.
I think you'll
be... obviously,
that's
the unofficial lineup, which you know to be true.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's right, because Charlie's not here yet to do all the bits in the background. So I've typed the West Ham team up and the Arsenal team. So I'm hoping they're both right, just to save me a bit of work in a couple of minutes. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start clacking around.
You certainly are. Yeah, I'll have to talk for 3 minutes solid, which usually shouldn't be an issue. Whilst you start typing up all the teams.
Yeah, it's the spelling of players as well. Like, you start questioning it, like, does Odegaard have 2 A's in it? I'm pretty sure he does, but let me just go double check.
Yeah, well, they're those Norwegian A's as well, aren't they? They're not even the you won't find it on your keyboard, put it that way.
Anyway, if you are new around here, make sure you subscribe to Hammer's Chat and drop a like on the video as well. Helps this channel out. What we're going to do, take a look at the lineups as they come out in approximately 60 seconds or so. Myself and Gonzo will discuss it. We'll get involved with the live chat and see what you guys are saying about the lineups too. We'll do a bet giveaway where myself and Gonzo compile a little bet on Bet365, and if it wins, we'll give one of you the money. We were 4 passes off from 4 Ruben Diaz passes off from winning somebody £100 in our last go at this, which was in the Portugal played someone in the World Cup, obviously. Morocco, when Portugal played Morocco, 4 passes. So hopefully tonight we can win somebody a little bit of cash, a late Christmas present for somebody as well. And this video is in collaboration with BetMate. We'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a second, because we need to know the teams. But if you do want to download it, links in description below. And if you use the code HC10, you will receive £10 free credit, which will pay for your entry tonight, plus give you £5 leftover lolly, which you will need for the Brentford game and the Leeds games going forward. Right, Gonzo, would you like to know the West Ham team?
Yeah, I really very much were desperate to. Now you've teased me, yeah.
Well, the club haven't tweeted out yet, so you're not getting to know it yet.
Oh, okay, there you go. They like to keep us guessing. Do you know what I mean? It's a shame. They were for Christmas. They should have bought themselves a new tweeter, shouldn't they? An additional tweeter, really. But I'm sure someone's typing it up as we speak, mate. Give it a little refresh. I'm sure it'll be there.
I'm refreshing it and it's still not there. I mean, I could just use the One Football app, who aren't sponsoring this video, but they'll have the bloody lineup.
It's so frequent that you can get the team from someone other than that. How can a club be the last to the news? It's that relationship we were talking about between Moyes and the media team, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Well, they got it like 90 minutes ago. Yeah, they get it early. I've got it now. Would you like to know it?
And now, I would have liked to have known it sort of 30 seconds ago, but tell me now.
I've got it right. So in goal is Lucas Fabianski with a back four for the Hammers tonight. Vladimir Soufal's right back, while Craig Dawson partners Thilo Kehrer at centre back, as Nefegwerd was unable to pass a late fitness check. Adam Creswell returns from injury. He is left back. Declan Rice partners Tom Souček in midfield, possibly alongside Lucas Paqueta. Ben Rama is set to start on the left, with Jivebone on the right, and Michail Antonio up front, as Gianluca Scamacca also failed his late fitness test. So that is your West Ham starting 11s on the screen now. Gonzo, what's your thinking?
Well, I'm pleased to see Cresswell in. That was the first thing I thought he'd be missing. Really pleased to see Antonio in there, because I was worried that we wouldn't have a striker. I'm pleased that it's nice to be able to put out two centre halves, which is good. I mean, there was a time, let's be fair, in the last few weeks, well, we weren't really sure if we'd have any. So that's good, at least. Nice to see Kehrer playing centrally rather than at right back, but I guess his hand has been forced, which I'm sure the bench will prove that as well. I'm pleased to see Paqueta. What it does do is it's going to shine a massive. David Moyes had a lot of us at an advantage before, had an advantage over a lot of us, had us at a disadvantage. And that was, he could pretty much deploy Paqueta how he wanted. Now we've all seen on terrestrial television, so everybody has seen how Paqueta plays and where Paqueta plays. So now every man and his dog is going to have an opinion as to whether or not David Moyes is getting the best out of Paqueta and what positions Paqueta should be taking up. So that I'm pleased to see him in the team. I'm less so to see Souček in the team, because I think that's going to indicate that he's not going to be. Paqueta's probably going to be operating on the margins of the game. I hope not, but I like the front three. The front three are looking good for me. I think in terms of counter-attacking, Antonio, we mentioned this when we did our breakfast show on Patreon this morning. I think Antonio is probably the most prudent choice in terms of a counter-attack. Because it may well be a bit of strength or something like that decides whether or not we can score a goal. And I think he will battle more than, I don't mean he wants it more than Scamacca, but he will scrap and throw someone off the ball. But he has to be doing that, Antonio. I don't want divey Antonio. I don't want Antonio which is offended if someone touches him and throws himself to the floor and cries to the referee. I don't want that Antonio. I want Hulk Antonio, basically pure beast mode Antonio. And I think it may be a way that we might be able to cause them a few problems. But it's a decent team. It is a decent team. If Bowen's in form, we stand half a chance.
Yeah, we also need Antonio in form. We do need beast mode Antonio for this one, because if we do get that one, then it helps us play counter-attacking football. You say you like the front three. I say I like the front four. I'm putting Paqueta in there as well. I think I'm hoping this game we can see something more. There's nothing, when you're looking at the starting 11, you're looking at the formation, there's nothing new. There's nothing that's different compared to before. But I don't mind that to some extent. Yeah, okay, there's one or two personnel changes I would have preferred. But given the personnel available tonight, there's actually only one change I would have done, which is Souček for Downs. That's literally the only one. Yeah. The rest of them, more than happy with. It's not necessarily the players he's picking on the formation he's using. It's the way that we play that I dislike. It's the way that we play that frustrates me. I can't tell there's going to be anything new reading a team sheet that was put out 30 seconds late, but I'm going to discover that in the 90 minutes. And I say I'm looking forward to it. I am not, because I don't feel confident. I don't even feel optimistic we're going to see anything new or exciting. I think we're going to see the same old, and we're going to struggle this evening. But in terms of the starting 11, I probably don't have too many complaints. I have a big concern over Craig Dawson. I think in the friendlies, I think he's really slow, like a yard slower than he was. that worries me coming up against this Arsenal side in there. But that front three, like you said earlier, if we can get 4 or 5 counter-attacks per half, that front three have the ability. It's just a case of, do they have the shackles off to allow them to go and play counter-attacking football, or are they going to be winning the ball, just outside their own 18-yarder? You ain't counter-attacking from there. You speak about the Liverpool Villa game. There was there's been displays of that Villa team with their counter-attack, and we get the ball, Garrett and Buendia and everyone up the, well, I say everyone, but 4 or 5 of you up the pitch ASAP and get in that box. We tend to get it, and they take 3 touches and play it backwards. Will you just keep the hold of the ball? So we'll have to wait and see. But would you like to know the West Ham bench?
Yes, please. How many centre backs we got?
Just the one, actually. But and only one goalkeeper. You're going to have to forgive me for the lack of order. But the bench for West Ham this evening is, I've clicked off it. The bench for West Ham this evening is Areola, along with Connor Coventry, Flynn Downs, Pablo Fornals, Ben Johnson, Manuel Lanzini. We've got Mubama on the bench alongside Ogbonna and Emerson. Quite experienced, but extremely unbalanced, it feels. But saying that, there's a right back cover, there's left back cover, there's centre back cover, there's centre midfield cover.
That's okay. That bench is okay.
The problem is, Gonzo, we've got to go down. What the hell are we going to do with that bench? Nothing.
No, there's nothing. There's nothing really. What can you say? There's no pace. It's pace in wide areas, which is just is a sort of terminal sort of issue, really, isn't it, at West Ham? But it's not terrible. We've seen worse bench. Excuse me, it's not that bad. It got me all choked up and emotional. We've seen worse benches at West Ham. It has to be said. It's really hard to look at any of this and find any confidence just because of how we've played, and it is hard, Gio. I mean, we've both watched different games. Well, I know you've watched probably more games than me, but we've picked out on different games, and both within those games that didn't feature West Ham, found reasons to be upset with West Ham.
Well, the one good reason is Southampton got smashed again, so they're looking like one of the 3 teams bang in trouble.
And Everton lost, right?
Yes, Everton lost in the last minute. Yeah.
Okay. So that's good at least. Apologies if you're. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. That's good that Everton lost. Good that Southampton lost in that sense. But we don't want to be relying on that sort of stuff. Really, it's an opportunity.
Especially not after 17 games of the season.
I know. It is bad, but also you do know that the Everton owners as well, that won't go on forever with Lampard. There'll be no announcement of a certain amount of games for Frank Lampard. Frank Lampard will just be sacked and they'll appoint somebody else, and you wouldn't put it past them. It's hard not to look at someone like Emery and think, he's not bad, is he? Do you know what I mean? And so you got to be careful here. Moyes has got to have urgency in this game, Gio, as urgency to keep his job, to understand the trouble that he's in, and you're quite right. I do like some of the personnel. The defense is not anybody's first choice defense, but with that in mind, I'm just grateful he was able to put a defense out. There have been times during this.
They're all in their best position.
Yeah, I wasn't entirely sure to have. I know it's not ideal, but to have 2 centre halves in there, and rather than having Cresswell at centre half and Johnson at centre half, that's something. It's not ideal. It's not a Gerd and a fit Zuma at centre back. I get it, but it's something. They're just going to have to cope. They're going to have to deal with it. But the biggest way that you can keep the pressure off those centre backs is actually have a little attack yourself. And I don't anticipate, as you alluded to it a minute ago, I'm not expecting all-out attack all game. I'm unrealistic. I don't expect West Ham to have 65% possession or anything like that. I will literally accept 5 shots on target or something in the first half or something like that, or whatever. Well, whatever. No, 6 shots or a couple on target. Oh, okay, but you know what I mean. What will be bad, or I forget what on target or whatever. If we get to the end of at least when we play badly, if you go, what happens? You speak at half time. You have a little text with your mate half time. You say, "We haven't had a shot. I've had a shot in the first half." That can't happen. All right, so I don't expect the world, but I do expect 3 or 4 or 5 counter attacks, something like that. Same in the second half. Have a go. All right, but we're going to need everything to go our way. Tactics got our way. The players have got to play well. VAR has got to go our way, And we need fortune as well. And I separate VAR from fortune because we need a lot of other stuff. It might be a hit post or something like that. Bounces off one post off the other one and goes in. We're going to need everything: tactics, fortune, God's grace, a fair wind. All the planets need to line up, everything to get something out of this. But I do believe that you earn a bit of your own luck. And I'll tell you if what we want is the ball to go in off someone's arse, we're going to need to shoot towards the goal, basically, for it to deflect off someone's arse. So we've got to create a little bit of our own luck.
And as well as all that, we probably need the Arsenal team to underperform. So let's take a little look at that 11 tonight. For Arsenal, it's the most predictable 11. Even I can predict it. I did over on Patreon. So if I can predict it, West Ham can predict it. So there should be no excuses in regards to not being prepared for this Arsenal team. In goal is Aaron Ramsdale. Back four with Ben White on the right, Saliba and Gabriel in the middle, and Kieran Tierney on the left back position. Thomas Partey partners Granit Xhaka in midfield with Saka on the right, Martinelli on the left, and Odegaard in the number 10 role with Eddie Nketiah up front for the Gunners this evening.
Good team. It's a good team. There's no doubt about it. I mean, is it their best team? No, because Nketiah is in there. But I mean, even he can cause us damage with all those players around him. Obviously they prefer Jesus to be in there. I'm pretty sure they would prefer Zinchenko to be in there as well. But Tierney's a pain in the arse. He's a really good player. White, I'll have a point to prove because the way he left the World Cup, and there's some. I've mentioned Partey. It was one of the players I picked out. I think he's a really, really good player. The two centre backs are good. They formed a good partnership. It's a really, really tough team. They're not top of the league for no reason, It's going to be hard. It's going to be really, really difficult to get a grip of these players. A lot of pace in their team, and none in ours, really. Oh, sorry, you're right. You're right. Sorry, you're like Father Christmas rummaging around.
I'm muted myself.
I'm sorry.
Myself, so I
what you doing? What's yourself?
Right, I'll do. I've got half the Arsenal bench. That'll do. I'll read out.
Oh, sorry, mate. I'm sorry. I would have carried on.
Here's half the Arsenal bench. They've got Matt Turner, who we all saw for the USA in the World Cup. And they've also got Cedric Zinchenko holding. They've also got El Neni, Lokonga, and Vieira, as well as Marquinhos and Cozier Dubre, who I do not know who that is. I assume it's a young striker, given the lack of other attacking options on the bench.
Absolutely.
So there's most of your Arsenal bench.
Yeah, I like it. Why not? I accept full responsibility for that because I didn't know what he was doing. I'd finished my little spiel and clearly he was still there.
I said to you, I'm going to do typing. You said, "Oh, don't worry, I'll keep talking." I said, "Oh, brilliant! Thank you very much."
Well, there you go. I do apologise. I do apologise. I was all talked out, Geo. Truth be known,
it's all right. I'm nearly finished with the bit that Charlie does, which has.
Oh, I know. You got the 50-50.
I've got the two teams. There you go. That's both starting 11s, right, Gonzo? Okay. Before we get involved with the live chat, JJ says he doesn't get likes, so he doesn't understand, but it helps Hamster. It does help us. The more people that click the thumbs up button helps us. So when people search on YouTube West Ham Arsenal now, this video will then go higher up if they're suggested videos, if you like. So the likes do help.
You're basically saying this is a good one. So if someone's looking for it, they think, "Oh, okay." So YouTube will say, "Oh, have a look at this." Everyone says this is good.
You're helping us move up the algorithms.
The wankers.
Right. what are you fancying in the bet builder tonight?
Oh, okay, because we have to lie. We're gonna have to lie because what we can't do is 1-0 to Arsenal, Martinelli scoring the winner, right? So we're gonna have to lie and say we think West Ham are gonna win.
Okay.
You have to excuse me, G. I've got in some bad habits during the World Cup. So if you're not careful, this will pay out £1 million to somebody.
I'll tell you what. Who do you fancy to get booked? There's one player I'm thinking. I'm hoping you pick the same one.
Xhaka. No, go on. You tell me. I don't care.
Aaron Creswell up against Saka.
Of course, yeah.
Saka's got an outrageous statistic for his immediate opponent getting booked.
You know more than I do. Do it.
What else you fancy then? We've got West Ham to win, and we've got Creswell to get booked. We just need one more thing, really. Okay, who do you fancy to have a shot on target for West Ham? Pick one player to have a shot on target. Anyone.
Antonio.
Okay, there you go. That'll do. Bosh that in. So that'll give us £300. If this bet wins, someone's getting 300 quid. We need three things. We need West Ham to win. We need Adam Carswell to get booked. We need Mikel Antonio to have a shot on target. 300 quid if that bet wins. To enter in a live chat, please put the following phrase.
Holding Santa's Saka.
Holding Santa's Saka. Get the spelling right. There's an Arsenal. Well, there's two Arsenal player puns in there. Get the spelling correct, please. And we'll get up on the screen when the first person does it. The game is live on Amazon Prime. If anybody's wondering, kickoff 45 minutes away. The lineups are on your screen. Gonzo, you've seen the. There you go. Holding Santa's Saka. There you go. You've seen the teams. How you feeling?
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I don't, I guess I'm pleased football's back. I'm dreading. I'm fearful. I'm scared. There you go. There you go. I'm quite scared. I'm quite worried, actually, Geo. I'm looking forward to watching a game of football. I'm pleased West Ham are back. I think individually, I'm looking forward to seeing players. I'm hoping for the best, but they terrify me really. And at the moment, so does the rest of the Premier League. Everything. When I heard that Brentford had gone 2-0 up, my son told me. So Brentford, oh my goodness, we're playing them next. I bet everyone was the same. Can't have just been me. I bet every West Ham fan thought the same thing when I heard that news. So I'm terrified by the whole bloody thing, quite frankly. And the pace in their team is a real worry. So we better make sure we've got to sit really deep against them, but somehow within the parameters of those tactics, Moyes needs to find a way to get out. So we're not just defending the whole time. So basically, work that one out. David Moyes got to sit deep, defend, and attack. But he's had weeks to work on it. There's no surprise there. You predicted that Arsenal team on our Patreon channel. So I'll be very disappointed if he didn't have a scout on his roster that wasn't also able to predict that Arsenal team. There shouldn't really be too many surprises there. The way they play should be no surprise at all. I know at the start of the season when we played Man City, David Moyes said, I didn't expect them to do funny things with the fullbacks. Well, at least he will know how Arsenal are going to play and he can expect them to do funny things with the fullbacks. So it's going to be really interesting to see what David Moyes has come up with in the last, 3 weeks on the trade, if we assume they've been away and had a little rest. 3 weeks. He's had 3 weeks to prepare for this. That's been his complaint. Not enough time on the training pitch. So the other thing I expect to be better here are set plays. I expect them to be better. Souček has been there for a long time on the training pitch. All right. Bowen didn't go away and Cresswell didn't go away either. Right. So by some degree, they should have been able to work out some sort of set play routines that get our biggest, arguably our tallest player, one of our best headers of the ball involved. Dawson's been there as well. There needs to be some set play routines here.
Bronson says he's booking it, and Paul said he would like Souček higher at the pitch and Paqueta next to Rice. Massive thank you to Bobby66 for the £10 and to Full Time Fun, who says Merry Christmas, everyone at Hammer's Chat. Merry Christmas, Bobby. Thank you
I've not forgotten about your thing either, Rob, by the way.
Ray says sip deep, pray to God, and retreat or repeat, possibly. Right, get your thoughts into the live chat. It could be about the West Ham team, the Arsenal team, how you see the game going, any hopes or fears you have in relation to this game. Get your thoughts into live chat. We're going to have a look at what you're saying. But while you are doing that, before I give you my thoughts, it's time to just point in the direction of BetMate, which you can download by using the link in the description below. Now, my team is this team here, and I'm sticking with it for now. I might make changes. You can make any changes up until 5 minutes before kickoff. I've got Fabianski in goal, Ben White and Gabriel at the back, Souček and Odegaard in the midfield, and Bowen and Martinelli. Gonzo's going to have to do some tweaking because he's got Declan Rice as captain, and he's got a word in the team as well. So Gonzo's going to have to go and tweak his team. What is BetMate? 6-a-side team. There is no budget. You pick any 6 players that you wish, and if you use the code HC10, you get £10 free credit upon joining up. This game is £5 to enter with a cash prize pot of £1,000 up for grabs this evening. So if you fancy getting involved, link is in the description to download the app.
Yeah,
Tails,
absolutely.
Talis said, think this one might get ugly. Might be a lot of players with head down after this one. Harry's asking if you'd be happy with a point.
Yeah. I'd be more than happy with a point. There's no doubt about that at all.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree. I think I would bite your hand off for a point. Hughes is dreading Saka up against Creswell. Derek Newcastle's nervous as anything. 2 up, 2 down is petrified, but positive will give it a go. I'll take that. If we can just have a pop at them, I'll be happy.
Bowen's captain now.
Okay, there you go. Gonzo switched over captain's armband to Jared Bowen. John says out of the 8 summer signings, out of the 9 summer signings, only 2 are starting this evening, which is ridiculous. It's a fair point, really, isn't it? Can't really disagree with that. For myself, Gonzo, I'll be honest with you, I'm dreading it tonight. I'm trying to get up to it. I'm trying to think, come on, let's get going. But I've written tonight off. I've done it a long time ago, but even today, usually I get a little bit of, I would just call it West Ham optimism creep in, and I think we're going to do this tonight. That's gone. I don't have that anymore. I don't even have West Ham optimism anymore. It's disappeared. I'm looking forward to the Brentford game. I have to be honest with you. I'm thinking of the Brentford game, and I saw them today. Yes, spirited display caused Tottenham a bit of bother, but I did think, you know what, we can cause that team a little bit of bother. We can do something against Brentford. But tonight, there's far too many things need to happen in order for us to get a result. First of all, which is the biggest barrier, Arsenal need to underperform. That's out of our control. They need to, if they play 10 out of 10, every single one of their players play 10 out of 10, they win tonight. They've got better players.
Yeah.
They've got a better manager. Their tactics have been working. They're top of the league. They're confident. It's going to be difficult regardless. But even if they underperform, we have to seize that opportunity. And for that to occur, like you said, all of our players need to play really well tonight. The tactics need to be spot on. Just those 2 things. I'm not even confident in both of those things happening. I think we've got errors in our back four. You know, Soufal's getting a game there, and he better turn up. If you're going to call out the manager publicly, you better then back it up with the display. Yeah. He has to. He's put pressure on himself, Soufal, I think. But you know something? Having a player with a little bit of fire in his belly, I like that. We need that. Soufal's got it. Antonio's been gobbing off this week about how he wants his shirt band. Well, let's see it then, Mikhail. You're in the team because Skamaka is injured. You want us to play against Brentford? Go out there tonight, play well, put in a performance, and you will start against Brentford. Skamaka's shirt is yours for tonight and tonight only, unless you play well. Thomas Souček, look on the bench, mate. You've got players breathing down your neck wanting your shirt. Get out there and perform. You know, I want to see a reaction from individuals as well as manager tonight. I'm not confident in it at all. So let's see what the live chat are saying. Daniel saying, why are you expecting his set plays to be better? He's had 3 weeks. He's had half a season work on set plays with little to no results. It's more as part of the bus double-decker tactics. Thank you to Maida Poppins. Says, I just hope we don't go the strategy to minimise the number of Arsenal goals. At least try to win. Also, why is Moyes such a terrible communicator? Thank you to Mary Poppin for the $12 in the super chat. Ray says Creswell's still there. It's still not sorted.
What's that?
I assume he's just starting.
So I see. I didn't mean what was sorted. Okay, it means that he wanted something to happen at left back, maybe.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Ray. I assume that's
what you we wanted, Ray, a replacement at left back. Is that right?
Lewis says, I don't think we'll get slaughtered tonight. We rarely do. But I just doubt I'll see how to get excited for the upcoming games. It'll be more of the same. That's kind of my thoughts, if I'm honest with you. I don't think we'll get thumped. But I think that's the problem. I fear our manager will defend a 1-0 loss.
Here's the problem. Okay. I was thinking this the other day and I was looking at it. We've seen Moyes do this before. You know, I'll take the 1-0 loss. He is not in a normal situation that he normally is. If he is looking at relegation and he has 15 games left, then in a normal scenario, he's been parachuted in and he has the remainder of the season to rescue a club. So maybe a loss, you can take that because you think, I'll claw it back in the others. There might not be the others. He doesn't get that here. This is not a free ride on this one. You actually got to try and get something in this, because if you lose this and you lose the next one, you're probably gone. So actually you can't afford to write this one off.
Stuart says, come on boys, so negative. I have to confess, I am feeling negative.
I'm trying to be. He wants us not to be negative.
Yeah, he's telling us.
Say, come on boys, be so negative.
Like Moyes' team talk.
Yeah.
But Stuart, a little bit of context. The reason we're being negative, not just West Ham season. I saw this earlier. David Moyes' Premier League record away at Arsenal: played 18, won none, drawn 4, lost 14. It's difficult to get up for it. You never know. But do you know something? The good thing, said if I'm trying to be positive, I promise you I'm trying. I'm actually, before tonight, I'm feeling optimistic about the Brentford game. I will say that. Obviously, my opinion will change depending on what I see tonight. I'll get more optimistic or less. But Talis says his feelings about this game is a black void. Bob says we're in trouble. We've been here before. While Mark says 0-0. Fabianski's going to play a blinder. Bronson says, hope you don't get embarrassed tonight. I've got a couple of Newcastle mates there in Dreamland. That's where we were last year or two. I honestly thought we'd be top 4 or 6 tonight. Charlie says, boys better turn up. He's freezing his bollocks off in North London at Boxing Day. Train strikes. Sounds silly if we lose. Charlie's in the way end tonight. He's not stood outside watching West Ham, not watching us on YouTube. Well, technically he is. He's in the Emirates watching us on YouTube, but he's at their way end.
I'm glad they got nice to have a Wi-Fi there, isn't it?
Landlord says, I suspect Sufalo will have a good match. I'm looking for 2 or 3 tasty crosses, barrel in, and keep your head up, Suchek. I hope so. I hope so, because that's the position that worries me the most. So if we can get a positive performance from Suchek tonight, I feel quite optimistic.
You can be positive. I'm not saying don't be positive. I was just saying the build up, and again, you could take this start of this video. If all you've watched is this video, if your experience of Hammers Chat is since you start to press play on this video now, and you've got no context of any of the build up, then you're going to think it's negative. You can be positive, but we just don't have any evidence. That's it. We had lost our last 3 Premier League games. We got booted out against Blackburn Rovers. Moyes is talking about us the fact we're in this position because we've been unlucky, and he's never won away from home against a top 6 team in the last 73 games. That's it. It's just so we can be positive. It's just hard. You have to sort of invent stuff to be positive. I think that's the difficult thing.
Val said there's a sod all to be positive about. However, Mark says there will be a better atmosphere at the London Stadium on Friday if we give it a go.
That's true.
tonight.
That is true.
John says he's pushing his sofa away from the wall so he can watch it from behind him. Brilliant. And James says not negativity is reality. How can people remain positive?
Well, you can have faith. To be fair, James, and I'm with James. I feel very negative about it. You can have faith. You really can. You really can. There's just no, and it's not. You really can. It's hard because there's no evidence for it. That's the trouble. That'd be great. I'd love that. I'd love that.
I hope so.
I'd love him to dominate. I really would.
Mancunian says we can only win by bullying them and being physical. Susan says it's hard to be positive, to be fair. We're just being honest. There's no point us sitting here saying, yeah, we're going to win, then we get smashed. We're going to look a bit stupid, aren't we?
We certainly didn't start the video and say, right, Geo, we're counting down in 10, 9, 8. Don't forget, be as miserable as you can, mate. We did. You know what I mean? This is just how West Ham have been playing. It's not. We do try. We do try. We do want to win.
Joshua said we haven't lost in a month. Did you get that email last week? Did you get that email last week from the club that says we're unbeaten in 3 and ready for Arsenal?
No, it didn't.
I promise you, that was the subject. Unbeaten in 3. It's referring to the 3 friendlies, obviously. It says we're unbeaten in 3 and we're ready for Arsenal. I thought, what? Because you didn't.
It's a joke. You're having a joke. You know what? We got to think there's someone who has a sense of humour.
I just want to say thank you to Susan, who has popped £5 in the full-time fund. Says happy Christmas to everyone. I think it's going to be bad, but internally optimistic, and also for Scott, who's
Merry
popped
Christmas,
£5 and
Scott
say
and
Merry
Susan.
Christmas. Come on, you Irons. Right, it's time for your score predictions, and then Charlie will be joining us soon. Don't go anywhere. We're here through to the full-time whistle. While you're here, make sure you subscribe to Hammer's Chat. You haven't already done so. Also, drop a like on the video by clicking that thumbs up. Charlie will set a target during the watch along, and I often tune in at the end of the watch along when I'm setting up for the review. And it's nice to see Charlie hit his target. He gets happy about it, and I like to see people happy in life. The subs, while you're getting your score predictions in, the subs is here. I'm not going to give you the Arsenal ones because I've not finished it. But there you go. There's your substitutions for
Areola, Coventry, Downs, Emerson, Johnson, Fornals, Lenzini, Mubama, and Ogbonna.
Many says, not seeing anything different in this lineup, so expect the same results. Right, your score predictions. Amanda says 3-3. Stephen says 3-0. Michael says 4-1. Can you make it clear who you're doing, by the way? Are you all going for the home team here, or are you going for the West Ham win? I just assume it's a West Ham win, but games like tonight, I assume it's a... Peter's 3-0 Arsenal. Mark is 0-0. Minnie's 2-0 loss. Michael asks, chances Mubama gets any game time? 0. There's no set of circumstances to which Mubama takes the field tonight.
Exactly what Geo said. Exactly.
There's none. Even if we're 3-0 down, he will put on players to make sure it doesn't go 4-0 down. Kaiser is 3-0 Arsenal. Derek Newcastle's 2-1 to someone. Greg is 3-0 Arsenal. Stuart's 3-1. Alan's 2-1 West Ham. James is 3-0 Arsenal. Steve's 3-0 Arsenal. Timeless Podcast is 1-1, while Phil says 4-0 Arsenal. Lewis is 2-0 Arsenal. Matt's 2-0 Arsenal. Moyes is a stubborn man. Will says 5-0. Paul's 2-0. Sean says 4-1 loss. Richie says 3-0 loss. Chris says 4-0 loss. Alex says 3-0 loss. This is sad. 3-0.
It's bad. I can't say. What can we say? I mean, we've said it. It's hard to...
2-0 Arsenal.
It's hard.
Glenn says 1-0 West Ham. There we go. Bronson says 2-1 West Ham.
I like that. Pass the sherry.
Justin,
you've had enough.
3-0. Michael says loss. I assumed it was, but I don't want to say it. Nick says 1-0 West Ham. Stu says 2-2. Celtic Camera says we're going to win 2-1, while Contact Loss has us down for a 2-0 loss, 3-0 loss, 4-0 loss, 2-2. A 4-0 West Ham, a boo with a lot. 2-1, 1-0, 3-2. Okay, there's some positivity coming in. Jared Bowen scoring.
Go on, Walshy. Look, there you go.
Lewis says there's more chance of Gonzo scoring on Tinder. 2-0
Arsenal. But if you knew where I was, you'd understand how very slim that is likely to be.
Gonzo, can I get your final thoughts on your score prediction, please, whilst I still click on the scores? But before I do, it's quite sad, actually. The live chat, I usually find it quite optimistic. Despite my name Gonzo's tones, I find it usually a little bit more optimistic when me and Gonzo are. But tonight, there's very, very little. I'm going to keep clicking. Gonzo, final words.
Two things at play. Which why that would be the case. It's not just West Ham; it's also Arsenal. So I think we can be as bad as we've been all season, and then we might be playing. You know what I mean? There was reasons. If we're playing Leicester, for instance, there'll be reasons why you can find evidence that we might beat Leicester. You look at how Arsenal are playing this season. It's really hard to find any. As I say, everything needs to happen. Everything needs to go right for us. Everything needs to go wrong for them. The VAR needs to be with us. Luck needs to be with us. Or because we are unlikely to see new tactics. We might. I really might. If we see new tactics today, I've got to say, my whole outlook on West Ham would change. It really would, from now until the end of the season. If we saw something truly innovative, then I think it would really give us something else. I suspect Mikel Arteta knows exactly what David Moyes is going to do in this game, and that makes it hard to expect anything. I think that's why, Geo, that you've got such a lot of negativity in the chat, and I don't even separate myself from that because I'm not feeling buoyant about it at all.
What's your score prediction, Gonzo? Sorry.
I can't remember. Did I say? I might have said 2-0 or something.
We both said 2-0.
Did we? Okay, yeah.
I'm sticking with 2-0.
Yeah, I think so. I don't see any reason to change. I don't think we'll get thumped. Like whatever someone said 5-0. I don't think that'll happen. But hello, Charlie.
Charlie, hello. You feeling positive?
No.
You're sometimes a bit more optimistic than us.
I am. Look, here's the positivity, right? Jesus not there. Positive. Good. Ed Nketiah, how he's on 100 grand a week, I'll never know. I like him, but my God, not happening, okay? Yeah. That's where it ends, really, if we're being honest about it. I think you look at the situation, and I think we can all kid ourselves that we might see something different today. We won't. We know we won't. David Moyes went to Manchester United, a team who should have dominated. They won the league the season before and played like this. He's not going to change it now because he's under a bit of pressure at West Ham. He's not going to. And I don't expect him to. And I think, actually, when you go up against a team like Arsenal, probably the correct thing to do. I think if we come out here trying to come out swinging like flipping.
Swing out what, Charlie?
I was gonna make a reference to like a boxer coming out swinging.
Oh, okay.
But what I realised, Gonzo, is I have so little reference for boxers that I just went swing R. Then I realised it sounded like a dick joke, and then
Okay,
I just went, "Do you know
good,
what?
good.
We'll bun it off. We'll bun it off."
Yeah,
If we come
okay.
out, we can kid ourselves thinking if we come out and have a go at Arsenal, we might be able to get something. They're top of the league, bruv. Realistically, playing it by the numbers, which is what David Moyes is probably and should be doing, the way he sets up is probably the correct thing to do. The problem is that that's very uninspiring, and I don't think the likelihood of gaining anything today is high. So no, I mean there are some positive vibes in there somewhere. The problem is it's surrounded by absolute nonsense. So but what can you do? What can you do? That's where we're at.
Mancunian says we cannot out-football this lot. Nobody will like it, but we need to get the ball in the air, win headers, make it scrappy, and get a goal from a Dawson header from a corner. Lewis says if Moyes tries some new things tonight and it doesn't work, I would be happy and have optimism again. That's all it takes for me at this point. I mean, this team 2 years ago, we would have thought, well, you know what, we fancy at the end of it. When we were in the form 2 years ago, with majority of these players were in that team. Arguably, we've upgraded since then. We've dropped out Fornals and put in Lucas Paqueta. We've got an informed Said Benrahma in there. So
yeah, but even though we were optimistic, we still went and got beat. So I think that's the problem. This team didn't do it there 2 years ago. So that's it's tough. It's tough.
Anyway, before me and Gonzo disappear, Charlie, let's have a
Yes.
quick look. This is the first time me and Gonzo see this. This is Charlie's betmate team for tonight. He's trying to win some money. He's got Ramsdale in goal with Gabriel and Saliba at the back. He's gone with Paqueta. He's taken advantage of the deadline and got Paqueta in. Now he's knowing he's starting. He's got Odegaard as well. Ooh, Antonio's a good shout, because not many players are going to have Antonio. So that's quite a differential pick there. And also Martinelli as well, Charlie. You feeling good? You feeling confident for picking up the money?
Do you know what? Yes, I think it helped that obviously I did it after not after the deadline, but after the teams came out. So that helped. So I had a bit more information on what was going into it. And then, ultimately, I think the amount of Arsenal players in and around the defence shows that I probably think we're not going to be that dangerous up front. But I have covered my bases because let's be real, if we are going to get anything, it's probably going to be through Paqueta and Antonio. So I think I've got all my bases covered with this one. I think I'm going to get a decent point score, if not in the money. I'll get a decent point score.
If you fancy getting involved, you've got 12 minutes to get entered. Download the app using the link. Make sure you use the code HC10. You get £10 free credit. The game costs £5 to enter, so you obviously still have £5 credit left. £1,000 kitty in there at the minute. Top prize is 250 quid. So whoever wins tonight, it's for this game and this game only. So there will be a winner this evening. Now myself and Gonzo can disappear, but don't go anywhere because Charlie's with you through to the full-time whistle. I'll join him at half-time, and then I'll be back at full-time for a review as well. So, Gonzo, I shall catch up with you in a bit, and Charlie, I shall see you at half-time.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. And thank you all for joining. How are we all? Hope you're well. Hope you're vibing. Hope you've rested over the last 2 days, because let's be real, it's about to be an onslaught, we feel like. But hey, maybe it won't be. Maybe it won't be. Maybe it will all be okay. We'll have to find out. And thank you for joining me for the next, half an hour until 22 minutes until kickoff. And then, of course, in that, when we will, of course, find out, because I'll be live all the way through until full time. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification button, so you don't miss out on future videos, and like the video as well, because as Geo was explaining, I don't know if you saw at the beginning of the thing, there's algorithms and all that kind of nonsense. But hello, good to see Sean. Hope you're well. Oh, Stu, my G, Merry Christmas, bro. I hope you had a wonderful day with the family, and I hope you're well, my friend. Anyway, let's get straight to the teams. You can see them scrolling across the bottom of the screen now. But we'll jump in there. If you are looking for a way to watch the game, by the way, while I make sure those buttons are ready to be pressed, and I don't even know if this one's going to work. We'll find out, shall we? If you are looking for a way to watch the game, it is live on Amazon Prime, at least in the UK. I don't know if that's the same anywhere else, but there are ways you can watch it elsewhere, and that is by scrolling down into the description below. There's a bit there called Join Our Discord. It's completely free to join. Lovely Hammers Chat West Ham community, but fans of all clubs are welcome. But more importantly, on the left-hand side, if you scroll down, you will find something there called Stream Links, and you should be able to find what you're looking for, give or take 5 minutes around kickoff. Let's see if this works, shall we? Oh, he's done it. It might be double me. Oh, it was for a second and then it worked. Don't know why that happened. We move. Ladies and gentlemen, Fabianski stars in goal. Sue Fowler at right back. Dawson and Kara as a centre-back duo with Aaron Cresswell at left back. Rice and Souček playing in a double pivot. Potentially a 3 with Paqueta, although we'll see how that works out. I think it'll be 4-2-3-1, personally. But Ben Rama, Paqueta, Bowen in behind Mikhail Antonio. Of course, Skamaka injured, so could not make the team. So Mikhail Antonio thankfully manages to actually get in there, because that was concerning that we wouldn't have had either of them. Alongside the substitutes bench is Areola, Coventry, Downs, Fornals, Johnson, Lanzini, Mubama, Ogbonna, and Emerson. Interesting bench. Very interesting bench. You know, Fornals, Lanzini, Mubama, that's exciting, but the rest of it, I don't know what, you know. Injuries are hampering us. Let's be real about it. Arsenal, however, if you're looking for that lineup start-up as such, their graphic, I'm going to be honest with you. If it's a fight between graphics, ours are infinitely better than Arsenal's. Now, I don't know if I'd say that across the board, but just in this specific scenario, that's a better graphic than that. There's a lot of dead space. Ramsdale in goal, with Ben White at right back, Saliba and Gabriel partnering in centre defence with Tierney on the left. Partey, Xhaka and Odegaard in midfield, with Saka on one side, Martinelli on the other, and Eddie Nketiah up front given Jesus' injury. The bench is Turner, Cedric, Zinchenko, Holding, El Neni, Lokonga, Vieira, Marquinhos, and then, what is that name? Is it Dozer or Cozier? Cozier Dewberry is what I'm going to say. Honestly, never heard of him. Shout out to the kid. I assume he's a child. I don't know. But those are the two lineups. Let me know how you feel about them in the comments. I'm still finding my way back into the rhythm of doing watch along. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. Let me know how you feel about them. I feel... Oh, that's it. On a scale of 1 to 10. That's where we go from there, isn't it? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most confident possible, how confident are you of a West Ham result today? While we do that, I should say thank you very much to Kevin. Thank you very much, my friend, for the £10. Let's break the negativity. Put a tenner on a 1-0 win for us with a Paqueta goal. Lord help us, Kevin. I love that. Bruv. That's a big... Do you know what? I like that. And what usually happens is over the course of it, I find some more positives. I talk a lot. We find it and I get a bit more positive. So maybe, Kevin, this is the start of that. Maybe this is the start of the positive train incoming through this stream. Will it be? I don't know. We'll have to find out. But I love that from you, Kevin. Thank you very much. Let's have a look at what some other people are saying. I'm possibly mad, but I think West Ham can get a 2-2 draw today. Stu, the disabled team, is a Leeds fan, to be clear. If you haven't watched Leeds, Stu's videos, Stu, Lee do amazing things. They have good videos as well. A couple of West Ham fans go on there regularly with Titch and Kieran, who both have been in this live chat. So if you haven't already, go and have a little look at the Sable Team's videos. But maybe being a bit wild. Thank you very much, JJJ. I appreciate that. Will the Moroccan ever play? It doesn't feel like it, really, does it? I mean, he will. I'm pretty confident he will more than other people we signed in the summer. Let's put it that way. But yeah, it's not been the best start to his West Ham career injury-wise, has it? We can only win in graphic design. Listen, and as a graphic designer-ish myself, that means a lot to me. I do like our graphics in general. I think they've done big things this year. But, on the pitch, the only stat that matters. Is that... I heard that in the... who said the only thing to fear is fear itself? Who said that? I was going to say Ronald Reagan, but that was not Ronald Reagan. It's World War II, isn't it? I don't remember. I was going to make a smart reference. Let's ban it off. Charlie's not smart. 2, says Sean. 4 says Amy. Will's gone with a 0. Dale's gone with a 7. Love that. Size 3. 3 minus 10, says Peter. It's half on Sky Bet for Arsenal win tonight. Easiest money you'll ever make. Yeah. 1 to 2, not half. Sorry, Lewis, I don't bet. It just confused me. 3-0 Lagunas. Amoy should have gone. Says Keith, we will be going on to score predictions in just a short while to get those final thoughts in. 4. Says Robin, Woody's asking if performance is more important than results tonight. I would say yes, Woody, by a long stretch for me personally. I think that's the most important thing. I'm always more in the league. I'm always more performance than result anyway. Up until the point where you need results if you're going to go down. But I'm all about performances anyway. But tonight, especially in a game against the team who are top of the league, getting that is the most important thing in my opinion. Thankfully, I'm in London today, Alex. I should say that it's on Amazon, so I can watch legally. and I don't have to fly somewhere to watch legally. However, if you want an indicator of my temperature, I do have a duvet on. Steve's gone with a 3.142. Steve's hungry, apparently. Logan, good to see you, my friend. He's gone for a solid quarter. 3 and 6 tenths. Oh, 6 and 3 tenths. Sorry, Celtic. I apologise. Just disrespectful there. Bus driving in just coming with a solid 9.25. You love to see it. Normal 8 at the back, I guess. That's kind of how I think it will be as well, Lawrence. I mean, it's one of those difficult ones where when you look at that lineup, it's difficult to pass the midfield bit. Now, if it's Eisenhower, was it Eisenhower? I'm too dumb. That Roosevelt. Eastside, this is what I'm going to say to you, Eastside. I can see your comments, and I'm just going to put you in timeout again. I don't mind you being here, bro, but the wild, as long as you're just moving wild, I will just time you out. I don't care. I could do it all night. It's fine by me. It's difficult to tell. The midfield bit is the only bit that we need to pass out, right? Is it a 4-3-3? Is it a 4-2-3-1? My gut says it will be a 4-2-3-1 or some sort of variant of the Moyes system, right? 4-2-3-1, 4-4-1-1, however you want to see it. Or will it be more of a free? Will you see Rice in the sort of pivot hold, or even Souček? I hope not. But Rice in the pivot, Rice in the sort of holding role with Souček and Paqueta ahead of them, sort of getting Paqueta a bit deeper, able to play a little bit more like Lanzini does a little bit, sort of deep and being able to dictate the play and play with the goal ahead of him, play with the where he wants to go ahead of him as opposed to behind him. Or will it be the usual Moyes system where he's much further forward and he's playing with his back to goal? One of the things that was interesting in the friendlies is he did have that, right? He did play, obviously Paqueta was away, but one of the systems he did play was a 4-4-1-1, sort of 4-4-2 style thing with Scamacca and Antonio up front. But we've kind of seen that a little bit already with Paqueta in that role as one of the two with Scamacca. And it kind of scares me a little bit that he may be going for that again, because the first time we saw it, it did not work. Paqueta needs to be playing in just a different space, playing in that 10 role. Further forward is never, it's just not been working. And I think you need to just give him a bit more time and space. And so hopefully that's what we'll see. But regardless of whether we do or don't, it's not a massive change either way, right? It's not a complete and utter, it's not completely and utterly leaving from where it was previously. It might be something very similar in terms of off the ball and on the ball. It's just that one player needs to be moved slightly. That's the one thing we can see here. Apart from that, you look at it, we know exactly what it is, right? If I pull the team back up across the bottom, you know what this team is. You know that four. You know how that four are going to play. You know how it will flatten out with Bowen and Ben Rama dropping deep when we're in defence. You know Antonio will probably be massively isolated for a lot of the game. You know, we can see all this. We know all this going in. We don't need to figure that bit out. It is specifically really what's going to happen with Paqueta, and that could be the difference today between a big West Ham result and a disappointing one, or what we would open up for. It was Roosevelt. Okay, fair enough. I went for it and I could not figure out for love nor money who it was. I'll take that though. I'll do you know what? It's the thought that matters, and I tried it. But thank you very much. Richard, good to see you. I hope you're well. Here we are again. Here we are indeed. But let's have a look at the bench, right? Let's pull up the bench. West Ham specifically. I mean, as I was saying before, it's not, and Geo mentioned it, I heard him say it, the idea of there not being huge amounts of game changes on there. We are in the midst of an injury period, but we know we're signing more defenders and we probably want more, and there's a lot of injuries to defenders. And so the fact that on the bench you've got Areola, Coventry, Downs, Emerson, Johnson, and Ogbonna. So is that six? Areola, Coventry, Downs. I did it with my fingers as well, so somehow I still did. Emerson, Johnson, Ogbonna as like defensive-minded players. Obviously, you're looking at Coventry and Downs midfielders, but they are defensive midfielders. Coventry a little bit less than Flynn Downs, and Flynn Downs, Jesus Christ, he's played basically everywhere but defensive midfield for us. But they are defensive-minded players. So if it isn't going well, it's not the most positive bench in the world, but it's probably the strongest you're going to get. Mubama's basically not going to come on. We know this for a fact. I would love to see it. I was talking about it with Geo Gonzo, I think on the video. Was it the Christmas Day video yesterday? I think it was. I would love to see Mubama get a shot. I think these opportunities don't come along for youth players enough where we have enough injuries to where they sort of almost have to play. I know David Moyes will not go for it, but he probably put Flynn Downs up front ahead of anyone else. But I would love to see him get an opportunity. However, what do you think in terms of actual subs? Let me know. Let's get a bit of score. Let's get a bit of sub bingo going. Of course, sub bingo is the game where we predict when David Moyes will make his first substitution. You don't need to give me the player. You just need to give me the time code. And I keep trying to figure out to plan a time to come up with a way of tracking this, and I still haven't. You'll be pleased to know. So it's just going to be on vibes and guts alone. But when do you think David Moyes will make his first substitution? If you want to add that little bit of spice, add that first player in there, why not? You can do. I am going to say 69 minutes, though, as per usual. And I'll say it will be... it'll be 69 minutes, and it will be... It'll be 4-0 for Ben Rama. 4-0 for Ben Rama, 69 minutes is probably the shout I'm going to go with. I had a little think about it. I had a scan. I ran it through. I did the numbers in my head. That's where I see it being. That's where I see it being. But let me know where you feel. Scotty Parker looks so cold he can barely talk. Yeah. Yes. I respect it. He always looks good to Scott. You know what I mean? He always looks great. He's just a stylish man. And I respect it. And I'm jealous of it. And I wish it were me. Unfortunately, it's not. Lee, good to see you, my friend. Does stuff on the Disabled Team. And also subscribe to Lee's personal channel as well. Does stuff on the Disabled Team. Lee, a good, great. Lee, a great guy. That's what I was aiming for. And I missed it like 3 times. Lee, I apologize. I hope you're well, my friend. I hope you're well. Thanks, man. Appreciate that, JJ. It's very kind of you to say. It was mostly just me crying with laughter at just most of what Gonzo and Geo were doing. But I'll take that. Thank you for your show. There you go. He did. I was if you're into Danny DeVito and also Always Sunny, I did watch the Always Sunny Danny DeVito podcast yesterday. The one that went up a couple of days ago. Banging Christmas content. It's just good stuff. And he's back. He is back today. He's been missing throughout the preseason or the mid-season friendlies. He's back. The lights are on. We're ready. Let's have a look at some of these sub bingos. And Jeff, season's greetings to you, my friend. I hope you are well. Listen, I'm vibing. See what I'm saying? The confidence levels are creeping up. 77th minutes is going for Charlie. 65 says Stu. 69, 72. Only time he'll make subs is if we go to war with them. I mean, listen, maybe more defensive midfielders incoming. Who knows? 68 minutes says Stuart. Where is Cornet? He's still injured, I believe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't pretend to know. I just believe that's the case. 60th minute says the Paper Rock. 72 minutes. 58 minutes. Benny for 4-0 says Andrew. 65 minutes says Gary. We all know what Moyes will be, so up to the players to give 100%. Says Lawrence. 100%. I agree with that. Steve is going with 88. Steve, I hope Greece is treating you well, my friend. We have no game changers on the bench. Really hard to be excited by. Would love to see Mubama, but I'd also love a win. I would also love to win the lottery. Yeah, basically, Lewis. Yeah, basically. 4-0 says Saya. That's what I'm vibing. No sub says Richie. Again, I'll be honest with you. Not unheard of, Richie. Not unheard of. 90th minute says Logan. Need to get in their faces and ruffle them up to have a chance. Love that phrasing, Peter. That's exactly the kind of vibes I'm looking for. 75 minutes says Alex. 92 minutes says Woody. Downs for Ben Rama to protect a 4-0 defeat. Yeah. Charlie Anthony is going with Downs to Suchek, 77th minute. 100 going to be for nice for Benny. Yeah, it just feels right, doesn't it, Emil? It just feels right. You can see it, you can taste it, you can predict it, you can just feel it. It doesn't even need predicting. It's just there. It's cold. It's cold, Richard. You know, I was out earlier today walking about, and it was cold, and that was when the sun was out. So. Now the sun's gone in. I just respect him. Personally, I wouldn't want him as manager, but I just respect him. Get him in around the coach's office. I don't know. Andy Carroll, 91st minute. Do you know what, JJ? JJ? I'd love it. I can't lie. I can't lie to you. Like I said, I think it's pretty. I'll go through the rest of these now, and as I do, I think it's pretty. I think it's pretty. I think it's pretty. 4 nows for Ben Rama feels likely. You know what I mean? I think there's a. There is. It just came out, Lewis. Definitely go watch it. It was this week. It came out. It's really. It's just good stuff. It feels right to just see Ben Rama for 4 nows. It just is too predictable. And again, as I know, Gonzo was going on about this in the build up, and I've seen lots of people saying about, you know, hoping Moyes does something different and changing it up and switching up and doing this, that, and the other. Realistically, we know pretty much what he's going to do. And Ben Rama for 4 nows is as easy to predict as it is as anything, really. Now, it might not happen, but we'll see. We'll see. Realistically, I do think that's going to happen. Where was he? 25 in Spain. Yes. Thanks, Kevin. I had a moment there where I was like, was it? For it was playing best. Yeah, maybe. We're just under 5 minutes away from kickoff at this point. The teams are lining up in the tunnel, getting ready to come out. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for joining. First watch along back, full proper going. We of course do one of these every single match day. We were the only channel last year in West Ham to do every single match without fail. We've only missed 2 since we started doing watch alongs almost 3 years ago now. We've only missed 2, and that was for work and because I was genuinely like deathly ill. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss out on any of the future videos, as well as any of the future watch alongs. And hey, get that like button hit. Get that like button hit. Let's shoot us up the table. Let's make this a thing, because it's gonna be a long day, and I appreciate you all for being here. We've got 90 minutes of football ahead of us. Kickoff is in just less than 3 minutes. Shout out, by the way, to our sponsors, BetMate. They are back. They've sponsored with us before. They've worked with us before, and they were really nice. They were really easy to work with, really good to work with, and they are back once again. If you haven't checked out the BetMate app, have a look. It's the only betting thing I even vaguely understand. I don't understand betting usually, and when Geo showed me this, it actually made sense to me. So if you haven't already, make sure to check out BetMate. And while you're there, just say, have a little go if you want. Thank you as well to Bobby, to Susan, to Mary Poppins, to Scott B, to Captain Marvel, and to Kevin as well, who've all logged in super chats, which is incredibly kind of you. Not necessary at all, but unbelievably kind of you. Thank you. It does do a huge amount to help out Hammer Chat, an absolutely massive amount. So we've had so many today. And the like target will go for 300. I feel like, look, we're already at 202. I've just checked. I was expecting us to be significantly lower than that before I said 300. We're already at 202. I feel like let's just take some big swings out of the park and let's see where we get to, ladies and gentlemen. But the teams are currently doing their little lineup, the Premier League song, and they're going to shake hands. And while we do that, you've seen the teams, you've felt the vibes, you've spoken about subs, we've gone through it all. Let's get those final last minute score predictions in. Remember, we'll be live throughout the entire game. Gio will be here at halftime, so you can actually hear a smart person talk about the game. And then, of course, the second half will be me up until full time, when Geo Gonzo will be back for their live review. So stick around if you're going to watch the game. Appreciate you. Thank you very much for coming. Enjoy the match. However, you're sticking around, thank you very much. It's gonna be a big one, ladies and gentlemen. And I've just seen him rock up in the chat. Glenn, good luck, lad. We're coming for you. Congratulations on the 3 points already. I hope you're well, bro. Hope you're enjoying the festive period. I hope you're well. I actually need to message you, Glenn. Glenn, if I don't message you on Twitter in the next day, hit me up. I need to ask you something about wrestling. But I hope you're well. I also saw clips in there somewhere. Clips. I can't find your message, bro. But I saw the words Bolton Smiley, and it filled me with joy. But now, for some reason, I can't see the chats going. It's skipping around, and I can't see them. Who knows? Let's go through some of these score predictions. Gary J is saying, let's go West Ham. Let's F and do it. Big plays. Kaiser is saying West Ham to score first. That is a bold play, Kaiser, and I like it. Liam is saying 1-1. Love that. Good to see you, by the way, Liam. Locking in a 4-1 loss, says Sean. Stress. 2-1 says Gary J. Stu sticking with that 2-2. I love it, Stu. I love it. 1-0 Hammers says Mark. Yes, come on, you irons, says Celtic. Celtic 1-1 Jack and Antonio. 1-1, hopefully. 2-1 and a 1-2.5. Yes. I don't want to see a rash sliding tackle from Kera. Soham. Well, listen, as centre back, he might not get the opportunity to have that space to do that, but at the same time, I do fully expect it. Guess he's back again. Pards and the boys are back. Tell your friends, let's go, Pards. Mr. Alan Pardew, my friend, is back. My mentor. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Did I hear the commentator say it's a mild night in North London? I haven't got a commentary on yet, but maybe. 4-0 Arsenal, says Gary. Chuck, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. Feeling confident tonight. Feel confident tonight. We're getting there now. I'm 1-0 West Ham is just it's wanting to come out of my brain. We're seeing where everyone else is at, but it's wanting to come out of my brain. Could be a turkey shoot and we get stuffed. Well, you know. Come on, 1-1, please. A draw would be great. 1-1. Paqueta's still in there. 10. Souček's still in the team. I bet some people are spitting feathers. It hasn't been great. Just have a go, says JJJ. Prediction, guys, watching this with one eye open, very one-y with 5-1 on Ladbrokes to win. Yes. 5-1 West Ham, cheeky worldie by Bowen in the 80th. Yes. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. 2-1 Irons. I tell you what. If Geo Gonzo had asked me for my score prediction right at the beginning, if they said, what was your score prediction when I jumped on to stream, I would have said 1-0 Arsenal. I'll be honest, I would have said 1-0 Arsenal. I'm fairly confident we'll keep the score low, but I felt like Arsenal were going to win. I didn't feel like we were going to score. I was going to say 1-0. But I can't act like all of this conversations we've just had and the chat getting a bit more positivity, and it's affecting me. And I'm gonna say 1-0 West Ham, and I don't think it's accurate, but we're gonna go 1-0. West Ham are gonna kick off. Paqueta to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to kick off at the Emirates for West Ham United versus Arsenal in the Premier League. It's a big one. Come on, you Irons. Deploy the boys. Time to run two things. Here we go. The knee has been taken, and here we go. Come on, you Irons. Big plays. Let's go. Big dubs incoming. Let's have it. Yes, Gary. Let's have it. Big long ball over the top. Straight out for a goal kick. Kick off wasting. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. For those asking about baby bells, there were 2 in the fridge yesterday. I don't know if there's still 2 in the fridge. We'll find out if we get to the point where the bell gets called upon. But there were 2 in the fridge yesterday, which could be called upon if necessary. We'll lob that vote in the chat. We'll get that going. Still. Wedgie, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. They'll target Cresswell and Kera down the right. If we can stop it, we have a chance. Yeah, with Saka especially, that sounds like a strong shout, Tim. I can't lie to you. I'm just ready for food and video game talk. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Logan, here's your video game talk. I have gone real hard back into Batman Arkham Asylum the last couple of days. That's been something that's just been... I've just been ploughing through that again and absolutely loving life. One of my favourite games. That's where I'm at right now. Playing down the left-hand side. What's a nice idea from Cresswell to try and find Antonio, and Ramsdale was forced to come out and boot it. Martinelli has stayed down. Fabianski ends up putting it out for a throw-in. Martinelli stayed down. He seems to be okay at a second time. I think it was a good tackle from Declan Rice. He was the one who put his foot in. It's a really good tackle from Declan Rice. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if he catches Martinelli at all there. It looks like he might have just caught him with one of his studs. I mean, don't get me wrong, Declan Rice's foot is a little bit up, but he got nothing but ball for me. So no foul, and Martinelli's back up and moving. And to be fair, once the ball came back to Fabianski and he passed it out after the opportunity, it did feel very much like Martinelli was about to get back up anyway, so fine. 1-0 West Ham, you've been drinking the chat Kool-Aid. I have a little bit. I can't lie. I have a little bit. But it's the hot... I've got a hot chocolate. You know, you can tell because my mug is getting destroyed. I've got a hot chocolate. I'm feeling it. come on, lad. Let's go. First of all, Sheezy, good to see you, my friend. I hope you're well. I hope you've had a lovely Christmas. I hope you're having a grand old time, my friend. It's good to see you. Secondly, 1-0 Arsenal. Good vibes from Foe. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hope you're well, bro. Hope you're well. I do still have it. My friend. I haven't uploaded on it. I'm coming back 1st of January. So after this game, tomorrow, I'm going away on holiday, very briefly. I'll be back for Brentford. So it's a very small, short holiday. But I'm going away and I'm coming back full force with that January 1st. I've had a lot of video work over Christmas and lots of other things going on. And I'm coming to the end of editing a documentary at the moment. So 1st of January, I will be back uploading on A Top Mark, hoping for a big 2023. And I'm excited for it. Still got to do the Batman games. I've done about... Listen, Arkham Asylum is an absolute belter. Arkham City, people say is better than Arkham Asylum. I disagree. I love Arkham City, but I think Arkham Asylum is better. Banger. Arkham Knight, really, really good Batman game. Really, really good Batman game. Lots of controversy about it when it came out because it wasn't quite as good as the other two, but I still think really good and definitely worth a play. And I haven't played Arkham Origins. There you go. Arsenal's hacking. Saka down the right. It's a nice ball across to Kieran Tierney. Back to Xhaka, and Arsenal start their own version of horseshoe. Played in, nodded away from Craig Dawson. Declan Rice, a little bit of hesitation on it, but manages to get it away. But it's good step forward defended by Gabriel. Just comes in, cuts it out, and Arsenal can attack again. Odegaard on the right-hand side tries to find Saka. He manages to find... Oh, my Saka! 1-0. Oh, he's offside. It's fine. He's offside. It's fine. He's offside. Odegaard makes a really nice run inside. He's onside. Oh, it's if Saka touches it. Eddie Nketiah's onside. So Eddie Nketiah makes a really nice run round the back. He then tries to back heel it towards Saka. I don't know if is VAR checking it? I believe VAR checking it. I think it might end up counting as a goal. I'm not entirely certain. I think it will. It looked... I'm just having a look at the chat, seeing what you lot are saying. That was a terrible moment. It's a really nice pass from Odegaard. Saka doesn't get there. Does he touch it? I missed it. Yeah, it comes off the back of his heel and it goes on. Thank Christ for that. It was offside. It remains 0-0. But Jesus Christ, there was a moment there where I thought it was all coming crumbling down 5 minutes in. Not that was a shock, but it did feel like it was about to happen. But yeah. That's okay. Yeah. So it hits off the back of Saka's pass. Odegaard cuts in from the right. He plays a really nice reverse no look through ball. It looked like it was destined for Saka. It sort of just clips off the back of Saka's heel. Initially, everyone is offside from the Odegaard pass. It's the fact it clips off the back of Saka's foot that at that point Eddie Nketiah is offside. It gets counted as offside. One of those things where, by the letter of the law, it is offside. It is offside. But you know what it's like. I don't know about it. Also, low-key, if you're still here, Gary, are you the Gary who used to do videos on American Hammers with Selly? That Gary? Because if so, how are you? If not, equally happy for you to be here, by the way. I just, all of a sudden, I realised you might be the one who used to do American Hammers videos. If so, good to speak to you, bro. Good to speak to you. Hope you're well. Hope you had a grand Christmas. If not, good to speak to you, bro. Have a grand old Christmas. But yeah. Letter of the law, that one. Letter of the law. And if we all just keep saying it's offside, then we could just manifest that as being a fact of life. You know what I mean? Bowen on the ball on the right-hand side, trying to find his way a little bit forward. Antonio came streaming in a little bit later. Soufal's there, tries to clip it in. Useless. There was no point. It was a fine cross, but it was just no one there. And now Arsenal can counter-attack down the left-hand side. Martinelli on the ball, takes on Dawson and blitzes him. Souček comes across to just cover him, does well to slow him down. Martinelli comes in. Oh, Soufal. Vladimir Soufal came flying in. Oh, it wasn't Sufal, sorry. It was Jared Bowen who came flying in. I thought it was Sufal due to positioning. Where the hell was Sufal? Jared Bowen just comes flying in with his foot. Does he get the ball? He gets the ball, but after he goes straight through Martinelli. That's about as easy a yellow card as you're ever going to see from Jared Bowen now. That was warning. Yeah, exactly, Zombie. That's how I'm feeling. Jay, I've missed it, you know what I mean? As awful as it is, all of the time, I've missed it. It's going to be a free kick to Arsenal on the left-hand side. You know what I mean? Me and Gio spoke about this. I can't remember if it was on a video or not. It might have been on yesterday's video. But the idea of the game today being at 8 o'clock, it's nice. I mean, you could enjoy Boxing Day, and now we get back to feeling awful. And then I'm going away again, and I come back, it's going to be like new signing all over again. Ball in, headed away from Aaron Cresswell. Touchdown, and Jared Bowen tries to take it away, but Partey stops it. Tierney dinks it in towards the back post. Declan Rice battles for it, sort of tries to play it into the path of Ben Rama. It's the first real chance I've seen him on the ball. Tries to back heel. It was a nice idea, but deflects off Odegaard, and Arsenal come away with possession of the ball in a good area again. That sort of 4-4, that sort of 4-3-3 shape they play Arsenal, where Xhaka just sort of starts arriving late, sort of mirroring Odegaard, but just with Granit Xhaka as opposed to someone who's a silky boy on the ball. We're very defensive. If there were ever hopes, of it being any different in terms of a David Moyes' tactics today, they have been well and truly laid to rest. This is very much a David Moyes performance. Dink over the top, hooked away. Saka tries to get his foot to it. Declan Rice, a little bit of a dodgy header, but thankfully Thomas Souček sort of hooks it, but it's straight into the path of Kieran Tierney. As Martinelli ahead of him finds Xhaka, whose pass wasn't great. That was a really nice try by Tierney, just trying to hit it in with the outside of his boot, just playing it in, but doesn't quite make it work. Might be Martinelli, actually. Oh, God. Oh, that's a beautiful pass. Xhaka almost getting on the end of it. That was a beautiful, beautiful defence-splitting pass from Odegaard. Just, again, that through ball, straight driven along the floor. Just turns, sees the space from Granit Xhaka, a late run who's not picked up by literally anyone. He touches half the players as he goes through. Liam, it is live on Amazon Prime in the UK. However, if you're looking for a way to watch it otherwise, if you don't have access, I would highly recommend you check out the link in the description below for join our Discord, Ivy Hammers Chat West Ham community. Free for everyone to join. All fans welcome of all clubs. Most importantly, stream links are available on the left-hand side. That's a nice run by Mikel Antonio. Finds Jared Bowen out on the right-hand side. Tries to play it in. Ooh. Got beyond the defender, but Ramsdale does well, and we've just not got the numbers, man. We're so defensive right now. We just don't have the numbers. It's the ball comes into a dangerous area like that. Ramsdale was forced to come out. He sort of has to just push it away. He can't catch it, but there's just no one in and around the area, and Partey has the time to just pick up the ball, slowly turn around and decide what to do with it. It's just not that. Yeah, I'm gonna. I love him, and even then he got skinned, but I still love him. I'm gonna miss him though. 0-0 until the 70th minute. We conceded and chased the game inevitably getting to look good before losing 1-0. It's a strong shout, Jamie. I can't lie to you. That's a strong shout. Would you bought any Major? No, I do have some available, Major. I do believe there's 2 in the fridge. I will say that. Wasn't bought any for Christmas though. Oh, that's a nice ball from Paqueta over the top. Antonio hooks it back across, and Ben White does well to stop him. Again, you're hoping for magic. You're hoping for magic. In terms of Paqueta's positioning, he is definitely playing somewhat deeper today. It does feel more like a 4-3-3. But as I said before, it doesn't. It's the case of one player's movements, really. It's a case of one player's movements, really. You know, you can't. It's not like realistically, it's not like that's going to change the way West Ham play completely and utterly. All of a sudden, we're going to put him in an 8 as opposed to a 10, and we're going to look like a blitzing football team. No, I mean, the situation is still the same, and actually, if anything, it puts us in a position. Where we are going to we are going to have Antonio being a bit isolated. And so what's happened there is the ball's come over to him from Paqueta, and he's tried to control it down, and you're sort of just hoping for magic. Nice, it was a nice idea from Sufal. It doesn't work out, but it was a nice idea. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. But, you know, I love Saka. I think he's so good. I think he's so good, man. Just to give you some idea of how pressing is going, Arsenal relatively near the halfway line. Ben White just stood on the ball and just literally, when I say stood on the ball, I mean legit stood just waiting, going, well, what should I do? Possession stats are on the screen right now: 71% possession Arsenal, 29% West Ham. I don't know, man. This is exactly how I expected it to go, if I'm being honest. Arsenal running all over us. It just is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, in this situation, it is just us hoping magic happens up front. This feels very, 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 very David Moyes. Declan Rice takes the ball forward 10 yards, turns it around, passes it back 10 yards. The other problem with playing a 4-3-3 for us specifically, this probably wouldn't be a problem in every other situation. It's just a very specific problem for us right now under David Moyes. Is it really reduces our options going forward? Because the two are usually so deep. When someone like Declan Rice gets the ball and starts driving with it, there's just no options for us going forward. You know, there's no passing options at all. If Bowen and if Ben Rama aren't open, Antonio's usually standing by someone anyway. Ben Rama and Bowen are quite wide out. It just means that you end up having to stop and turn and pass it back again. It's always very frustrating. It's always very frustrating. Saliba, again, Saliba took about 14 touches there. He was able to, in the centre circle, just touch it about. David Moyes is having a little clap at Syed Ben Rama there, as if that's the issue. There is no pressure. Ben White has just wandered. He's just walked forward. There isn't a single bit of pressure going on from West Ham. Partey into Odegaard, who's got into a really good position, takes it past two. It was a nice idea to try and find Martinelli, but it's cleared away. There is so little pressure from West Ham. It's actually absurd. Major, I haven't noticed them. I'll have to have a look. But it's an interesting shout. I'll have to have a gander. We'll see it inevitably so soon enough. You know. Yeah, a little bit, bro. Would be useful. I mean, David Moyes would just put another defender on, so it wouldn't make that much of a difference for us. But it'd be useful. It is what it is, bro. You know what I mean? I've said it before. I'll say it again. It is what it is. As the meme goes. It is what it is. The thing is, I'm watching this and I'm like, they do pass through the lines well, Arsenal. They do find it very easy to pass through the lines, but we're putting up so little resistance that it almost feels patronising to say. It almost feels patronising to be like, oh, they play through the lines well, when like Ben White just walked through our midfield, just literally he walked through our front line. Do you see any changes, improvements? I mean, changes wise, Paqueta's playing deeper. It's more of a 4-3-3 shape, although right now Paqueta is in a 4-4-2. It was more of a 4-4-3 shape a while ago. I don't know. We'll see how this ends up playing out. Long ball over top to Saka. That's a nice ball. Turns Aaron Cresswell well, but he goes into the centre and Declan Rice stops it and manages to stop it from going out for a corner. That's really good work from Declan Rice. He holds onto the ball for way too long because he doesn't want to use his left foot. Thankfully, Antonio got touched and went down because Jesus Christ, that wasn't great. Do you see any changes in improvements? Yeah. Originally, I say originally because it looks like he might have moved now, but originally it looked more like a 4-3-3 from... It looked like more of a 4-3-3 from us with Paqueta playing a bit deeper, maybe in a sort of 8/10 position. Thomas Suchek and Declan Rice next to him, right? Has that changed anything? No. No, not today. And again, I don't think today's the game in which we will see those changes. It's a bit annoying coming back against Arsenal because I don't think those changes will mean anything. And as I said, this is why I said for now, I'm looking at it now and it looks now like we're playing that 4-4-2, 4-4-1-1 style thing with Paqueta. When I say significantly further forward, he's alongside Antonio, if not slightly ahead of him right now. We seem to have changed that for some reason. I don't know why. Outside of that, I don't know. There's not really much to say. It is very us. But this is a bad game to do. That's a great ball. Granit Xhaka out to Ben White. Pulls it across. Good defending from Garen Cresswell. Stops that. But a brilliant ball from Granit Xhaka finds Ben White in acres of space. Like so much space on that left-hand side. Ben Rama does well to cover him. But he can't get there in time. And Aaron Cresswell, who was basically in a 6-yard box, stops it. Well done. I almost just that spam account. I almost just made a moderator by accident there. Saka plays it in from the corner, punched away from Lucas Fabianski, nodded back towards goal. Antonio then nods it away the second time. Paqueta did really nicely there to just nod that onto Ben Rama. I mean, it's offside in the end. It would have been beautiful. It would have been a beautiful, wonderful moment, but it doesn't quite work out. I mean, that's just what we do, Artel. I mean, like, I don't mean to be depressing about it, but that's just what we do. And again, it's the right thing to do against teams like this. Against teams like Arsenal, against the top teams, it is the right thing to do to come and to defend. It just is. It's incredibly frustrating to say, but it is the right thing to do. If you're David Moyes, you play the numbers. The numbers game says you calm, you defend, you try to counterattack. That's what we're doing. The problem is our counterattacks in the last 6 months. Oh, that's not a bad ball from Bowen at all. Headed away from Ben White. It's going to be a corner. We'll take that. Bowen does really well there. The problem is our last 6 months, our counter-attacking ability has just disappeared completely. So we can still do the same defensive thing. And actually, surprisingly, me and Jack were going through the numbers on Hamalytics, on the Patreon show Hamalytics we do. Jack Alderton from Analytics United, of course. Check them out if you haven't already. And when I say we were going through the numbers, he was going through the numbers and I was just sort of there. Defensively, we're good this season. If anything, we might even be slightly better in certain circumstances than last season. But just it's that other side of our game, and counter-attacking, we've just got nothing. This is a corner though for West Ham. Cresswell. Well, we're gonna get a second one. It was a very, very, very interesting one. Let's say it was sort of driven towards the near post. Paqueta arriving, who gets a touch and it flicks up off Odegaard, I think it was. It does hit his hand, but it's not a handball. I agree with the referee on that one. Second corner. Something Gonzo said in the build-up about making these count is important. Cresswell puts it towards the near post. Again, don't know why. Ben Rama takes a shot from range straight into the hands of Ramsdale. Big old waste. And now Arsenal can counter-attack. Declan Rice tries to get involved, can't stop it. Eddie Nketiah picks up the ball. He's got Saka to the right of him. Can't find it. He tries to take a shot. That's really good defending from, I think that was Vladimir Was it Soufal? It looks like Vladimir Soufal. Really nice defending. We'll be taking that. We'll be taking that. Yeah, Bowen looking decent. I'm not going to ban you this. Bowen looking decent. I will say that. He's out of everyone in our team, he looks the bright spark right now. All of our players going through him. There is not... I barely realise that Ben Rama is on the pitch right now. Anything is coming through. Anything that goes down the wings is coming through Bowen. And he's looking all right. He's making things happen. Just fortunate that Eddie Nketiah decided to waste that opportunity for Arsenal because that was dangerous. Odegaard fouled Paqueta there, and he did go in a bit. he did go in a bit out of control there, so it probably was a foul. But Paqueta's foot comes down on Odegaard's face. Does not look fun for him. Does not look fun for him. If you're wondering how the ensuing free kick went, Arsenal have possession of the ball on the halfway line, so that went well for us. You know, we just booted it forward as if there was anything was going to happen from it. Coming down the left-hand side, Martinelli finds Xhaka. Arsenal slow it down and try to play it into Partey again, who finds the ball to nodded down from Saka. Jesus Christ, it was close again. Odegaard almost manages to sneak in there and make it 1. I was going to say make it 2, but obviously the first one was disallowed. Partey, it's a really nice ball out to Saka, who under basically no pressure has a free rein to get a header into the path of Odegaard, who is tracked well by Kehrer, who started at a disadvantage and comes back and does well. Mate, our squished in fullbacks is a problem against a team like this. They enjoy so much free. Like, you can have Martinelli and Saka inside our area without any real threat of our fullbacks because they're so squished in. And that's just how we always play. But usually you look at your wide players and they're quite wide out. And it happens, right? Realistically, in this specific scenario, it's so annoying because they're so central. So there, Cresswell has to run out full pace towards Saka, who's basically in our area, who's going to nod it down. Ball over the top, Antonio. This is a really good opportunity. Finds Jarrod Bowen. This is a beautiful opportunity. Take it past one. He goes down. Oh my God, it's a penalty. Oh my God, it's a penalty. We have a penalty. I don't know if I agree with it, but it's a penalty. I don't know how to pronounce your name. K. Jitil, thank you very much for the 22 NOK. I'm not sure what that is. We'll come back to it briefly, I promise. It's a pen. It's a pen. It's a pen. It's a pen, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pen. Ball over the top. Looking for Mikel Antonio. Finds him. Plays it into Jarrod Bowen nicely. He goes down under the challenge of, I'm not sure who that is. It's William Saliba. Look, there's connection there. There's connection there, and it's a pen. It is a pen. VAR will confirm it's a pen. There's connection there. Jarrod Bowen, to be fair to Jarrod Bowen, he tries to stay up. He's all over the shop. He's wobbling left, right, and centre, but it is a penalty. Now, VAR will check it. I'm pretty confident they will confirm it is definitely a penalty. My God. Everyone calm down. We might be about to take the lead for the first time in what feels like a Dragon's Age. I think what's awkward about it is because Bowen tries to stay up. He tries to swing his foot at it, but he has no balance after the tackle and is sort of having to take weird long steps in awkward ways. Yeah, VAR check complete. It's going to be a pen. It's going to be a pen. Said Benrahma looks like he's going to take it, which should be the correct thing to do. Said Benrahma, to me, is probably our best penalty taker, so I would hope he is the one to take it. He has the ball right now. It looks like he's going to do it. Lawrence, my friend, I see you rocked up in chat. Good to see you, my friend. I hope you're well. Here we go. Oh my God, stress. Right, I'm going to stop looking at chat just in case you see it before it. Benrahma to take. Like I say, he's the person I would have to take it. I think he's our best penalty taker, I'll be honest with you. Every time I've seen him step up to take pens, he's done well. He looks composed. He doesn't seem like pressure. I think in the City game where he scored the winner in that one. I'm thinking back to that pen specifically. Benrahma to take. His eyes are on nothing but the ball right now. He's not looking off it. Boos ring in and around the Emirates. The whistle goes. He takes a look at the referee. Takes it. 1-0. Let's go. Said Benrahma makes it 1-0. Completely and utterly against the run of play. Arsenal 0. West Ham United 1. Let's go. Do we deserve it? Do we heck? We do not deserve it. I can't even begin to act like we do. However, we have got a little bit better in the last 10 minutes, let's say. We have got a little bit better. We have found a little bit more of our feet. Jarrod Bowen's been getting a threat. And as we said, whoever called it in the chat saying Jarrod Bowen's been the most excited player, being the biggest threat, he 100% has been. And in that situation there, pardon me, that counter-attack that has served us so well over the last couple of years, all of a sudden just existed. Arsenal maybe just getting a little bit complacent, maybe stretching themselves a little bit too much, and the ball comes in. Jarrod Bowen takes it past William Saliba, who clips him. It's a pen, and Said Benrahma. That's a beautiful finish. West Ham United 1, Arsenal 0. Completely undeserved. We take it. We 100% take it. Yes. Know my name, hitting it with the wahoo like Mario. We take it. If we win this, I will 100% think it's 1000% down to you. Sideburn Rama just dribbled it off the picture. Okay. Why are you talking about the Saliba challenge, which Ben Rama goes down on? Because I don't know what the Ben White bit is. I don't know if Saliba got a yellow card. I guess there's a double jeopardy thing in that situation. Craig Dawson looking for a big crossfield diag. You love to see it. Good control from Jared Bowen. It doesn't work out, but Suchek was there. I'll tell you what, man. Jared Bowen, if you're looking for positivity, Jared Bowen is all of a sudden looking a bit vibey. Jared Bowen is looking lively. He's looking a little... No, I'm not going to say he's looking like his former self. That's a gross exaggeration. But he's looking all right. Long ball over the top, ends in hands of Ramsdale. Again, no pressure whatsoever from West Ham when they have the ball, but now we're 1-0 up. That feels a little bit different. I mean, when we went 1-0 up in the past, that's one of the best things about us over the last couple of years, is it felt like if we went 1-0 up, we were going to win. It's always felt a little bit like that. I think it allows us to sit back a little bit deeper without the stress of having to find a goal. It encourages the opposition to step forward. Long ball from Arsenal goes nowhere. Goal kick to West Ham. It encourages the opposition to step at us, to step out, to try and do something. And that gives us a little bit more time and space to find that counter-attack. And actually, when you look at that counter-attack, it's a nice pen from Ben Rama. He just powers it straight down the middle. Ramsey dives, bang in. Love that. When you allow that little bit of space and you look at it in the counter-attack leading up to that penalty, there is just that little bit more space than there usually was. And it allowed Bowen and Antonio, who are close together, to link up nicely and make something happen. That happens more if you're 1-0 up. Paqueta getting involved in a tackle there. He is back to playing deep, by the way. We've dropped this 4-4-2 nonsense again. Antonio goes down. That's no free kick. And They're asking why not. I didn't really think it was a foul. Arsenal come forward. He is Lego, as the Danish say, or Legot, or something like that. Peter coming through with the vibe that is in the back of my head, but he's saying the quiet part out loud. I'm sticking with it now. Joe's calling his shot now. I tell you what, Joe, if you're right, what a time to be alive. I would halfway through. Thank you very much, K Jetil. I don't know what that currency is, and I don't know how to pronounce your name, sir. I am very, very sorry. But coming through with the super sticker, mood indeed, my friend. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. Super chats are flying today, which is incredibly useful for us. But thank you very much. What was it? It was 22 NOK. There we go. Should be fine. Might glitch out. We'll have a see. Saka trying to cut inside. Defensively, West Ham covering pretty well. This is going to be a long battle right now. Norwegian Krona. Nice. That makes sense. The name does seem Norwegian. If I could be presumptuous like that. Norwegian Krona. Okay, interesting. Thank you very much, sir, for the 22 Krona. We'll be taking that. Shout out Norway. What a nation. You know what I mean? Out wide to the left-hand side. Arsenal passing it around. This is how the game has been entirely. I cannot stress how much against the run of play it was for Arsenal to concede. Oh, Tierney pulls it back across. Good defending from Declan Rice. I cannot stress how against the run of play it was when we scored, but we'll take that. I'm on vacation in the Philippines and pissed I can't watch with my VPN. It's also 4 a.m. right now. Nick, my friend, I'm sorry that's happened to you. That's very annoying, especially when we're actually winning against the league leaders right now. not bad ball in. Declan Rice headers it away though. But hey, thanks for sticking. Thanks for getting involved in the chat. Appreciate it. Peter, like I said, you're not exactly saying what some of us slash all of us slash me are thinking, so I won't worry too much about it. It's all Saka plays it in, headed away. It's the washing machine, Andrew. It's that big boy cycle right now. Big boy cycle, washing machine going ham. Again, we're going away tomorrow. We've got to get that stuff clean, you know what I mean? Ball over the top. Antonio, nice control. Just keep that possession. Nicely done. Finds Aaron Cresswell. Not many options. He takes aside Ben Rama on the left. One-on-one versus Ben White there. Nice overlap from Aaron Cresswell, giving a bit of an options. Ball played in to the front post. Ooh. Antonio went for it. It's going to be a free kick against Ramsdale. No harm, no foul on that one, but not the best ball you've ever seen from Aaron Cresswell, but he does put it into a dangerous area, and Antonio, as Antonio does, just throwing himself at it. Doesn't quite work out. This is what I'm thinking, Stu. This is what happens usually when we score first. When we score first, it just allows us that time and space a little bit. It's a huge thing for us to manage to do that. We haven't done it. It feels like we haven't done it in forever. So the fact we've managed to now is a massive positive. Joan, good to see you, my friend. How are you? I was not trying to watch, but now we're winning. Shall I go away again? Never go away. Never go away. Also, I apologise for the... Eddie Nketiah tries to cut on the inside. Can't quite find it. Dawson's there. Craig Dawson, ladies and gentlemen, just took the ball away from Saka's feet. He said Saka, more like knackered. Apologies for the Christmas video, is what I was going to say. Hope you're well, Joan. Xhaka goes from range. Free kick was taken quickly by Arsenal. Doesn't work out. They're going for it. They're gunning for it, but it's fine. Chris, thank you very much for the $20. It's very kind of you. Great to hear your commentary and analysis. Thank you very much. It's very kind. I hope your logs show grit and a bit of confidence today. Hope our lads... So I read logs, and I don't know how I managed that. Hope our lads play a bit of grit and determination and show a bit of confidence today. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. That's incredibly kind for you. It's incredibly kind, sir. Thank you very much. I'll add your name in the thing in a second. I think I'm going to have to get a second row going, but thank you very much. Passing the ball around, Jared Bowen just went flying in. It's played across, nodded away from Thomas Suchek, does well. Paqueta then tries to head it away, looking for Mikel Antonio, gets the control. This is a big Mikel Antonio game, and it's going to be a free kick to West Ham near the centre circle in our half. Arsenal trying desperately to snatch the ball away from him. I don't know why. That's not going to speed up the free kick being taken. Mikel Antonio doing well. It's going to be a long day for Mikel Antonio, but he's doing well. I think there was a lot of conversation about whether or not he was the right person to start versus Scamacca this week, and obviously the situation was going to be forced if only one of them were fit anyway, or if none of them were fit. But it always felt like he was the right option. We are going to have to play like we are today, and he's doing a good job today, Mikel Antonio, so far. I can't lie. He's doing a good job. He's just a beautiful man. He's just a beautiful man. The way he took the ball from out Saka's feet. You know what I mean? A beautiful thing. Antonio, he's big body concept. He's wedge. I'm not high, brother. I said he's playing well today. I don't know if you can accuse that of hyping him. I said he's playing well today. It's an insane... People who have been in this chat for a long time, people who have watched Hammer's chat for a long time, Fo, for example, who's been here from years and years, will know. Anyone accusing me of hyping Mikel Antonio is a wild statement to make. We've completed 64 passes today so far. Arsenal completed 200. Again, it's very, very one-sided. But we're making it work right now. We're making it work. Scamacca's a bad player. Minty, I don't know about them ones, my friends. I can't say anything about Antonio because, again, apparently saying he's playing all right today is hyping him, so I can't say now. But Scamacca, bad. Don't know about them ones. Now, if you said he's been poor for West Ham so far, we can have that conversation, but bad. I left that hot chocolate too long. That was freezing. It's incredible, right? It's unbelievable. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's like when trolls come in here and try to say I'm a Moyes lover. It's like, bruv, just watch any of the videos. Just watch them. Anyway, Ketia on the ball for Arsenal, goes to try and take a shot. Guess who's on the blocking again? It's Craig Dawson. No messing. Fabianski collects it after that. Before I forget, Chris, let's lob your name in the ting. Let's get a second row going. Chris. Let's see, can we make this work? Have we got space for both of these? Let's see. I'm really trying to squeeze this in here. There we go, that works, that works, that works. Chris, thank you very much for the $20. It's incredibly kind of you. Thank you. Bowen plays it to Sufal and boots it away. It's nice control there, down by Gabriel. I think it was Gabriel, just chesting it down. But this is the thing, they're really committing Arsenal right now. Every single one of their players is in our half. Now, don't get me wrong, we have every single player behind the ball trying to stop it, so it's not like that deep a situation. But when their centre-backs just come roaming forward like that, it's really susceptible to the counter-attack. Really susceptible. From our position, especially when we're 1-0 up like this. Nice ball inwards. Xhaka lays it through. Rice gets a good block. Paqueta now takes the ball away, taken down. That's going to be a free kick. Love that. We'll be taking that. Thank you very much. We'll be taking that very much. Vito, howdy, my friend. Hope you're well. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. Antonio. Oh, my God. The replay came back and Antonio was in the box, but it was Mikel Antonio. I didn't need to stress too much. I say good day. It's probably... it might be the morning for you now. Might be the morning by now for you. Don't know what time in the morning. It feels like it'd be probably very early, but I hope you're going to have a good day, Vito. How about that? I hope you're going to have a good day. I agree. I think a win here would do us a huge amount. Obviously, we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves. Dawson just says no. He says no, Alex. It would do a huge... Obviously, we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves talking about it like that. But a win would be massive for us. Massive. Laying short, finds Odegaard. Arsenal just passing around. Saka looking for the inside to Nketiah. Finds Odegaard. Xhaka trying for the turn. There's a bit of a scramble in the centre, but there was only 2 Arsenal players and about 6 West Ham, so we were always going to win that battle, and it's cleared away from Sufal. Not ideal, but we'll take it. We'll take it. 7:45 AM. There you go. I was right here. Well, I hope you end up having a good day, Vito, and I hope you enjoyed your festive period, whatever you got up to. Played out wide from Odegaard, finds Kieran Tierney again. Cleared away. We're taking out... Sorry, it was Martinelli, to be fair. And Dawson says no. Dawson says no. The thing is, hear me out, we never win the game when we want to luck. Realistically, a draw is max for us. We can't defend when necessary. Yeah, I think that's interesting. I mean, Hughes here asked the question, would you take 1-1? I'm interested to know your opinions. Let me know in the chat. Would you take 1-1 right now? Gary saying hell yes. I would say yes. Personally, I would love that. And I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong, Minty. I think 1-0 up suits us. Obviously, it does. You're winning the game. That's an obvious Gary. That's an obviously Michael Owen thing to say, right? To say 1-0 suits us. It's good when we go 1-0 up. Of course it is. But what I mean by that is it suits our style of football massively to go 1-0 up. As a counter-attacking team, encourage them to come onto us. It gives us a bit of that time and space to defend. It suits us to go 1-0 up like we have. Let's see how that ends up playing out in the next little while. But it suits us more. I don't disagree with you, though. I can't lie to you. I don't disagree with you. I take a draw. Yes. Nah, go for the wins as major. Chris says yes. Lawrence would take 1-1. With our approach today, I think we're really lucky. Skamaka is injured. Yeah, I would have made the argument today to start Antonio ahead of Skamaka anyway today, specifically today. But David Moyes seems to feel the need to play Skamaka regardless. Feels very Halle, doesn't it? Good tackle, Thomas Souček. Crowd were not happy about that one, but that's a good tackle in my eyes. We'll see a replay probably, and I'll probably end up being wrong. Dawson turns Nketiah because he should be on 100 grand, let alone Nketiah. It's a nice idea from Paqueta, but just no one in the space he passes to. It's a nice idea. Oh, getting earache, not good. Not good. A point doesn't matter really. We'll defend if we lose. I see the logic. I disagree with you. I see the logic though. I think a point does a lot for us, but I think especially mentally, I think getting a draw against the league leaders is a massive step up for us. I see your logic though. I see your logic. Ben White looking to take the ball forward. Again, we're just letting them walk into our half. We have not pressed at all today. At all. There is a foul. Soufal's going to get a yellow. Soufal picks up a yellow for a foul on, I think it was Martinelli. Wide on the left-hand side it was. Martinelli predictably is down. Yeah, his studs hit in. I tell you what, Soufal does... Soufal does really well there to just completely cut the ball out. He does get Martinelli after. I think that's... I don't know what the rules of football are. My gut says that's harsh. I understand it, but my gut says that's harsh. I understand it, though. I can't complain too much. He does completely get... Soufal gets the ball as clean as you're going to get it. Clears it away before Martinelli even touches the ball. But a split second after he's cleared the ball away, he does then end up hitting Martinelli directly in the foot. I get it. I would argue against it, but I understand it. I don't know what the rules of football are to the extent of knowing the intricacies of this. 3 minutes of added time. 3 minutes to go. Ball plays in. Flipping heck. Nketiah gets his head onto it. It dribbles wide. We'll take that. Three points were a better present than my Lynx Africa yesterday. You know. You want to smell like a... It's very... In my head, Lynx Africa is like reminding me of secondary school changing rooms in PE. Do you know what I mean? That's the vibe. That's the sense that it hits me with. Thankfully, I've never been given it. I'll hold you to that, Lawrence. I'll hold you to that, my friend. Partey just bullied by Mikel Antonio there. You love to see it. Then Paqueta just pushing back on William Saliba, pushing him back. It's going to be a free kick. A little bit awkward there. It would have worked out. A little bit awkward, but, we move. Dean, my friends, I hope you're well. Merry belated Christmas. Merry belated Christmas, my friend. I hope you had a lovely day. I wasn't on Twitter, but I suspect I would have seen your dinner otherwise. I don't know why. I hope you're well, though, bro. I hope you're well. I hope you're having a grand old time. And your festive period's not been too stressful. Saka, it was a nice idea, but the reverse pass lands literally straight into the feet of Declan Rice. Nice ball out from Paqueta. Oh, Antonio. It was a nice ball out from Paqueta into the feet of Mikel Antonio, who just tries to hit that 1-2 run, laying it off to Ben Rama, making the run round, and doesn't quite make it work, unfortunately. Gabriel, nice ball forward to Xhaka. Finds Martinelli out wide on the left-hand side. Martinelli looking to take on Soufal. Does well to block it. Does well to block it. What does Santa bring you? I wish I could grab it. I got the best Legos. I'm so excited. I have been gifted Lego this Christmas and I'm unbelievably excited. I'll try and grab it in a bit. Good ball in from the corner, punched away from Lucas Fabianski. I got a graphic novel that I've been really excited for ages. Oh, Odegaard gets hit. It's a block. Huge shouts for handball. Maybe a penalty. Michael Oliver says he's pointed to the spot. It'll go to VAR, but it could be a handball. It could be a penalty. Penalty has been called. I don't know who it was against. I think it might have been Declan Rice. It's Aaron Cresswell. Aaron Cresswell saying it hit his face. Souček saying it hit his head. Ball gets played in. Odegaard hits it and it just clatters off Aaron Cresswell, who goes straight down onto the floor. It's a good hit from Odegaard. It's probably going wide. It hits his head. It's no handball. It's no handball. VAR will roll it out. We'll rule it out. We'll rule it out. I'll tell you what, it looked like a good shot from Odegaard, but it does yeah, even David Moyes is saying it hit his head. It definitely, his hand is up in a really awkward position. It's like here, and if his head doesn't hit it, it would 1000% hit Aaron Cresswell in the hand, but he goes and he heads it down and then goes straight down to the floor. It looks like it hits him in the temple as well. Jesus Christ. Michael Oliver's going to the screen. It'll get ruled out. It will 1000% get ruled out. There's zero chance that counts. VAR says it hits him in the face, but he's asking the referee to go and look at it. There's no way that gets given as a penalty. Cresswell's hand's in an awkward position, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't touch it. It just goes straight against his face. Straight, all face. No pen. No pen. Hits his head. Thank you very much. You love to see it. You love to see it. I'll tell you what, VAR's done its job today. I'll tell you what, it's done its job today. You got to respect it. You got to respect it. That's what it's useful for, right? It got given as a penalty originally. It hits Aaron Cresswell in the face. It hits Aaron Cresswell in the face. There's no pen on that one. That's a perfect use of VAR. VAR's done its job today. Obviously, I'm going to say that it's gone for us, but realistically, that's exactly what it should be used for, right? The call was incorrect originally. It goes to the thing. It's one of those things where realistically, you see it in real time. You go, yeah, that is a thing, but whatever. That is the correct call. We've done well there. Fabianski with a big goal kick. And there is the halftime whistle. Halftime. And I'll tell you what. Surprisingly, I wasn't thinking I was going to say this. But somehow, at halftime, I will take that. It is West Ham United 1, Arsenal 0. I'm as shocked as everyone else is. I don't know quite how it's happened. But yeah, we're winning 1-0. Doing its job. It did its job. It did its job. It did its job. Good finish from Saïd Benrahma on the penalty as well. If you missed it, it was a penalty. It was good work from Jared Bowen and Mikel Antonio that working themselves down the right-hand side. I'll tell you what, Jared Bowen's been playing. He's looked lively. He's looked more like the Jared Bowen of old today. It's looking like if anything was going to happen, it was going to come through him. Mikel Antonio, I think, has been doing his job today pretty well as well. So it's no surprise that it came through those two people. And then Saïd Benrahma stepped up from the spot. He's the person I always have thought should be on penalties, and he's absolutely put that home well today. Straight down the middle, hits it hard, well, 1-0. Outside of that, it was, don't get me wrong, completely against the run of play before then. Before then, it was very much Arsenal's game. And then after it, it was very much Arsenal's game. In fact, to be honest with you, it didn't really change much. We had some opportunities. We had some bits and pieces, but it really did feel like all Arsenal. And I'm looking at the stats now. I mean, if I can, let me see if the stats button will work. Which it does. You love to see it. You can see here Arsenal 71.5% possession compared to our 28. Now, don't get me wrong. We've done okay in that with the shots that we've had. But you can see how against the run of play that was. That's not anything different. However, let's ask someone who actually knows what they're talking about. Geo Mackie, hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm buzzing.
I can't lie, I'll take that all day and all night.
Yeah, I don't care how we do it, Charlie. If we get 3 points today, I don't care. We can have no more shots for the rest of the game and win 1-0. I'll be delighted. I'm buzzing. It's only 45. There's a long 45 minutes to go. This is going to be a tough watch in the second half. We will be inviting them on. We will be inviting pressure on. That's how we know how we're going to play. You know, the finale sub is probably not too far away when the second half begins. But if we can get something tonight, I will be a very, very happy West Ham fan tomorrow morning.
And I feel like we can. You know, like it was against the run of play. It's been mostly, if not all, Arsenal. But I feel like we can get something out of it. I'm looking at that performance, and obviously Odegaard's defense splitting passes are always a danger, and some of those passes he was hitting there are just ridiculous. And we're a little bit lucky, for example, with the Saka thing, that it clips off his ankle and everything else. There was definitely some luck there involved. But I look at it apart from that, and I just feel like I just think we can. Whether or not we do is a completely different question. And obviously we've got 45 minutes of holding on for dear lives to go. But the fact we've gone 1-0 up, that allows us to sit back without stressing about having to go forward. That encourages them to step forward. That's only going to make our counterattacks more likely. I just feel like we can do it, which is such a refreshing and nice thing to say, given our last 6 months or so. That to feel like actually, yeah, we can beat the league leaders like this. You know.
Yeah, I think the boys are giving 100%. I think there's a few battling performances out there. I think Jared Bowen's had a really good game up against Kieran Tierney. He's travelling the ball really well. Souček's winning everything in the air. So when we're going long from free kicks, goal kicks, whatever, he tends to be beating Gabriel in the air, and he's managing to flick it on to Jared Bowen most of the time. And like I said, Bowen's control's really, really good down in that corner. I think Soufal's handling Martinelli quite well, but it's going to be a difficult game for him now on a booking, which I think was a ridiculous booking. I'll be honest with you. Why he got booked, I don't know. I think it's just, I hate when things like that are given. I thought Bowen was unlucky to get yellow carded. And then when you see, Odegaard didn't get booked for what the foul on Paqueta, which I don't think he should have done, but it's a little bit inconsistent, really, which is he's gone to ground, got a booking. Well, he's gone to ground, not got a booking kind of thing. And Thomas Partey clipped Paqueta not long before the first half when he sort of broke away from Arsenal's midfield. No yellow card. I just find that a bit inconsistent. And then the Soufal yellow card I thought was incredibly harsh. He wins the ball. What else is he meant to do? He essentially got booked because of where Martinelli's standing. That's why he's got booked. Because Martinelli's there and he's crashed into his ankle. Like I said, if that was in the 89th minute, I probably wouldn't complain, Charlie, but it's not. It's right before half-time. Soufal's now got 45 minutes up against who I consider to be Arsenal's most direct player in terms of running, etc. It's going to be a long 45 for him. It's going to be a difficult one because he now can't touch him. He knew he had that yellow card in his locker if he needed to pull him down or whatever. He can't do that now, and I just think it's a bit unfortunate. Both of our right hand sides on yellow card now, both of them. So we're gonna have to be a little bit careful down there because I know he gave us a penalty. Credit to Oliver for that, but I just feel that it's not the best performance from him so far as a West Ham fan. I am biased though, but I'm not too keen about
that. Fair. I shall see you in just a few moments, my friend.
Right then, let's see what you're all saying. Paul says, I thought we'd be blown out of the water by now. Fair play to Moyes and the team up to now. Harry's asking about the goal. It clips Saka on the heel. If it doesn't touch Saka's heel, it stands. But look, the linesman, to be fair, saw it hit Saka. I thought it hit Creswell. But yeah, he was correctly offside. So happy days. Gary saying that crossfield pass to Bowen is so effective. Dawson and Rice marshalling defence so well. Antonio full of running. Harvey, he was onside initially, so the first pass he's onside, but there's a second pass, and there's a second pass which goes to Nketiah and it hits Saka on the heel on the way. Now Saka's not meant to be involved; he doesn't touch it intentionally; he just clips him on the heel, but it plays Nketiah offside. Tennant says wouldn't change much. Cresswell plays as shaky as his first half. I take him off before the hour mark for Ben Johnson. We need to bog down the middle with Downs and Declan Rice. Richard says Sufal went through the player. Yeah, but what's he meant to do? Do you know what I'm saying, Richard? Is Sufal not allowed to go for the ball now because he might slide a yard and hit Martinelli? It's the same with when Balbuena got sent off against Chelsea a couple of seasons ago when he cleared it and he caught the Chelsea player on the way down. I just don't like it. For that one. Lewis says hats off for Cresswell for taking the ball in the face. Johnny says much better energy. Paqueta looked good. Oh, I thought I think it's been Paqueta's best 45 so far. Which I guess I know people say it doesn't say much, but I think there's two of our players, him and Rice. I think when we're in possession, we're under the cosh. Them two are a little bit more composed than the rest of them. I think Bowen, Sufal, Kerr, they're just quite boot it away kind of thing. Where I think Rice and Paqueta are a bit more calm and taking an extra touch and trying to play it backwards and just keep possession for a little bit. But I think Paqueta's looked good in the first half. Ole says good performance so far. A bit worried about the wing backs. Do not take Ben Rama off for finals. And Merry Christmas, Dean. Hope you've had a good one. Cape says Nick's not going to be happy. We are playing well. Joshua says the Souček and Paqueta switch has been great this game. And Adam says the ball at Cresswell was so scary, he thought it was a handball. McKinn says we could see Ben Johnson on for Sufal. Paul says no passengers so far, very disciplined. I agree with that, actually. The midfielder, even Antonio's coming right in and sort of making it, like I guess a six-man midfield at some point. The one thing, there's a couple of things worrying me. I'll talk about them in just a second. Stephen says Arsenal playing like West Ham played in the first few weeks. Beware the second half. Bobby says we should get a result from this game. We're playing defensive football really well. They just keep the ball a lot more. Artificially says restrict them quite well, but can't see it lasting as we're pretty deep and can't get the ball, keep it long enough, stamp anything on the game. But we look quite good on a couple of little breaks. I agree with that. To be honest with you. Chippy said I think we're playing better. Not sure if Arsenal have just not got it to click just yet. Dave said we're doing okay for a change. I lost my dad before Christmas. He's a gooner. I think he'll be okay. Lambs. Oh, bless you, Dave. That's really sad to hear that. Thoughts for yourself and your family, obviously. Hope you're all right. Hopefully, your dad allows us to win this one, though. Ready? Alan says Rice is incredible. Bowen's looking good. Antoine doing his job, and Kerr superb. Left side could be a bit better, be a bit more productive, but not sure how. Tyler says Moyes changed. No more waiting 30 minutes until we start pressing or even trying to do something. Players really look up for it, working hard for each other. Artel says in place with Rice alongside a Rice today. Yeah, I agree with that one. Right, let's have a little look. Gary says, I'm proud of the boys so far. They're really giving them a game today. Richard said, credit to Moyes of the team, but we're only halfway through. Luke says, Rice is so quality, saved us a couple. He has. He definitely got Cresswell out of jail on one occasion. Gordon says, Sufal has been good. Brorecker said, agreed. Paqueta's been decent. Adam says, Cresswell saved us. Arsenal getting chances. We need to be careful. Rich said, can we win this? He's not sure, but it would change this season. Oh, honestly, Rich, we win this. I said before the game, I was quite optimistic against Brentford anyway. I would go from optimistic to confident. Would this work against Brentford? I'm not sure, but we'll deal with that later in the week. It's about what's happening tonight. It's about making it work against Arsenal, and we have done so far. Bellar said, I think everybody's been decent. Maybe Souček, Kerr, and Antonio lacking. He doesn't know. Lewis says, Arteta shaking his head in disgust by not getting penalised and nuts always feels the victim. Bobby said we need to get closer to Odegaard. Right, okay, this is what I was going to say. There's two things. I think Odegaard, what a fantastic player he is, unfortunately. His vision is superb. We've seen that already with a couple of those passes. That one to Xhaka was incredible. He's popping up in spaces that we're not able to get a grip of him. and you can't really man mark him because he drifts out wide. So if you were to put Rice on him, Odegaard just pulls Declan Rice out to the touchline. It's a he's such an intelligent player. He worries me. Odegaard definitely worries me a lot in that 45. Tony says, can't fault the work rate, but our ball retention is awful. 200 complete passes versus 64 says it all. Charlie's got the thing. Charlie's got the stats. Bronson, if we get a chance, go back and watch the start of the Prime coverage when they're interviewing both managers. Definitely videoing that. I may do tomorrow. I get up really early on Mondays and Tuesdays. I know today's Monday, Tuesdays. Get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why. My body just does it. So I've got plenty of time usually. Got to do the Boxing Day sale the day after Boxing Day. I've not had time the last 24 hours to set it all up. So it's going live tomorrow, right? Max said, if we could keep the ball for longer periods of time, defenders will be knackered towards the end of the game. Thank you to Mary Poppins again. Said, I would like to see someone up there next to Antonio. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Helps the channel out massively. Nathan says, feel sorry for Rice as he's doing the job of 2 players. Ross says, you'll buy a hoodie if we win. Hammer's chat apologise to David Moyes. Well, I apologise. I will give credit to David Moyes. Credit where credit is due. Criticism where criticism is due. That's always been my motto, and that shall remain the same. But if we win, bro, I promise you, I will credit David Moyes for the win as appropriate. Hopefully, you can compromise and buy maybe beer match. That's not quite the same price as a hoodie, so we're halfway in between. I'll do half. I'll credit instead of I've got nothing to apologise for. What am I going to apologise for? Being uncertain he's going to turn it around. Tonight would make me optimistic, perhaps not necessarily confident. So maybe we can meet halfway and you buy something for half the price of a hoodie if I give him credit, which I shall. Andrew says, can't sit back. We have something to offer going forward, play some football. The ball just can't keep coming back at us. Paul says, we're playing well. That Odegaard is some player. Paul says, anyone of his age can see the similarities of Nketiah and Ian Wright, the way he turns and controls the ball. Let me just skip to the end of the chat, Charlie, so you can... Force says, the truth is we're a counter-attacking team against a bigger team that suits us. We're playing well so far. He hopes I had a great Christmas. It was all right. Jason says, staying ahead in the second half is more of a miracle than being ahead at half-time. Definitely, it's definitely getting more and more difficult. I'm going to be watching the time. Chris says, great to see you. Had some medical matters. Better now. Catch up soon. Good, Chris. You've got my number. If you need me, you know where to find me. Anyway, right? Yes, Mr. Walsh, you're back now.
Unfortunately, how I look at it, Geo, and we've done a couple of different things today. We've had like a 4-3-3 shape where Paqueta's played a bit deeper. We've at times played this weird 4-4-2 thing again, where Paqueta's been all the way forward. What are we hoping for? What are we hoping for this second half? Do we want to step out of ourselves? What do you think is the optimal thing?
Same again. I think, like I said, the right hand side makes me a little bit nervous for Martinelli against Soufal. I think I'd keep going until Antonio's blown out his arse, which will happen at some point. I think he's doing really well. Won us a couple of really important free kicks on the halfway line. Good to see him take that shot on. Quick free kick from Paqueta. You know, Antonio makes a run. Paqueta sees it, gives him it. I thought, brilliant. Listen, the shot was rubbish. Shanked it well. I don't care. Do it again. Next time you hit the target. Do it again. Because before that, he had that chance. He tried to knock it over the head and Ben White knocked it away. I thought, come, you're not going to pull that off. You just head it down and hit it. You know, just you've got half a second, take a shot, take it. And I was pleased to see him do that run. I was pleased to see him have the confidence of taking the shot on. I would leave as it is as long as we can, Charlie. I think there's an obvious substitution from Moyes' perspective here, which is Fornals for Benrahma, because Benrahma has been caught out on 2 or 3 occasions. He's let Ben White go. He has done. But listen, that's where you can just have a word with him at halftime. Say, side, you're going to have to, you've got 15 minutes to sort that out. If he keeps doing it, then I'm going to sub Fornals for you. Give him a chance to rectify it in the second half. We've got Downs on there to retain possession. But, you know, who do you take him on for? You can't take off Souček. He is crucial to the way that we're playing, winning the headers. He's setting up most of our attacks. Can't take up Paqueta and Rice are the 2 players I feel are really composed in possession, passing it around. It's difficult. These subs are going to be huge for David Moyes. It could win us the game. It could very well lose us the game.
I agree. Well, the second half has just kicked off, no subs. So, Gio, I'll let you run off. Thank you very much for coming. If you're looking for more of that insight and incisive commentary, then I would recommend you stick around until full time, where Geo Gonzo will be live once again with their full-time thoughts review straight after the match. If you're new around here, make sure to subscribe, like the video, all that good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, we're rocking and rolling towards 300. We're at 257. We could hit 300 for the first time in a while. Let's smack it out of the park, ladies and gentlemen. However, it's under the way, and Mikel Antonio is charging through. Mikel Antonio on the right-hand side, looking good time, space, hits it. Ramsdale manages to just stop it. Ben Rama's arms go up in the air. There were no subs at halftime, in case you were interested. Ben Rama, the far side there. Antonio came flying through on the right hand side, battles through. It's an awkward, difficult position to take it. It would have been he would have had to have finished with a plum to make it happen. Probably should have pulled it across for Ben Rama on the left. Instead, he goes for it, and it's just palmed away from Aaron Ramsdale. However, bright start. Also, for those wondering, it's this one. It's the Horizon Zero Dawn Lego set. I'm a child and I don't care. I'm very excited. Horizon Forbidden West. I guess it came out with a sequel. That's the Lego set I got. I also got this amazing graphic novel that I've been very interested in for a long time. The gigantic beard that was evil was very charming. But that's the Lego set. If there was a Danny DeVito one, I would have taken it. Also, David, I should say very quickly, David, I saw you in the chat what you said about the bereavement. My thoughts are with you, my friends. It's a horrible, horrible thing to go through, and I hope, let's hope West Ham can get a win in general, but hopefully West Ham will get a win and feel the vibes. But my thoughts are with you, my friend. This is a terrible thing to go through, and you're always love to be in this chat. So all shot from Partey, palmed away from Fabianski. It was a good shot from range, and Fabianski does well to get down. You're always welcome in the live chat. Whenever you're here, you light up the room. So thank you very much for coming. But my thoughts are with you, my friend. Thomas Partey from range there hits it. It was actually going wide, but it's good work from Fabianski to get down anyway. I'm so excited. Nice. I've been talking about it for like a year, so the fact I got it, I wasn't expecting it either, so I was very hyped. Corner to Arsenal on the right hand side. Saka to take. Looks towards the back, under pressure, palmed away. It's going to be a free kick to West Ham. There was a bit of pressure on Fabianski there. He ends up punching it away. Who's one pressurizing? It's Nketiah doing the Antonio job. First of all, what a name. Second of all, would be ideal. I can't lie. I tell you what, Partey does well. Saliba's there blocking the run, just sort of forcing Antonio to go a little bit wide, and then Partey just comes barging in. That was from the Antonio chance that happened a couple of minutes ago. Good defending in the end, but he maybe should have taken it earlier. I feel like, I don't know, but it happens. Nice. I'm so excited to put it together. I haven't had Lego in years because it's just so expensive. So the fact I've got, I'm going to stop going on about Lego now. However, just know that I'm very excited. Dave, with the £5, West Ham defending well there. Thank you very much, Dave. Really appreciate it. Very kind of you, my friend, to lob that £5 in. Very kind. Also, I've never known. Have you changed your profile picture? Because was it Gorillas before? Have I gone mad? Is it Gorillas before? Trying to remember. I don't think it was. But Dave, thank you very much for the £5. That's very kind of you, my friends. I'm trying to remember I can't remember what your picture was. I was listening to Kids with Guns literally today when I was walking. Went out with my mum for a walk, and then when I was walking back home again, I was listening to Kids with Guns on the way. So, just great minds, Dave. Great minds. Tierney goes down there. He screamed as he went down. Arteta is very angry about this. He's suggesting there was an elbow from Jarrod Bowen. I'm not going to lie to you, there wasn't. I mean, he went up like this. He's not. There was no elbow intent there at all. Like, don't get me wrong. When someone swings the elbow in any motion, I can understand. But the fact his elbows stay like this the entire time it's up. It's not like he jumps up and then as he goes for the header does this or anything. There is literally no motion. He jumps up like this and then Tierney's head clatters into it. Have a day off. You're fine. You're safe. You're safe. You're safe. Keep telling yourself that, Richard. Acting like you ain't gonna have fun with that. You know what I mean? Quite a few, Brody, but I don't think we're gonna make any. I mean, fullbacks are the big thing for me. Fullbacks. I don't think we'll make any, but fullbacks are the big thing for me. We'll be talking about it non-stop, but there we go. I thought it wasn't Gorillas. Great shout, though. Great shout. I'm here for him. Arsenal take the free kick. Take it short and start passing it around. Again, zero pressure from us. Zero pressing from us. We're barely trying to cut out the passing lanes. Nodded down from Kera. Cresswell plays it forwards. Tries to play it forward. Arsenal come away with the ball. Saka wide on the right hand side on the touchline. Cresswell then charges back to try and stop him. That's not a bad ball, but it's over the top of everyone. Soufal heads it away. Bowen tries to get it away, and it's surprisingly Arsenal aren't really concentrating down that left hand side too much. You would have suspected they would have been getting that ball out to Martinelli and really trying to make a nuisance of themselves, as Gio was saying, with that double yellow card, but they just haven't really done it. Which we'll take. We'll take that for now. Played wide. Arsenal now trying to go down that side. They have Tierney. Ball wasn't great from him. Sort of in between both Martinelli and Nketiah. That's a good control from Nketiah, to be fair. Good interception from Ben Rama. Does well. Finds Declan Rice. Tries to just power away from it. But I'll tell you what, it's a good tackle from Partey. If I had to pick one of the starters, oh, that's a great opportunity. There was a hint of offside again, but it is 1-1, and Saka's got it in that time. Saka's put it in that time. There was a second there where it felt like it could have been offside, and there was a stutter in the celebration. There was a feeling there where it didn't happen. It's Odegaard again. Cuts inside on Declan Rice. Finds, yeah, he's miles on side. Soufal's covering Martinelli, and he's so far back. He covers. He's too scared to cover Martinelli, and he just doesn't find a defensive line at all. The rest of the defensive line is a mile forward, but Saka just wanders in behind everyone else. That's the positioning. The positioning from Soufal there, man. He should be up with the defensive line, because if he was, that would have been a mile offside. But he steps back on Martinelli, and he tries to go forward like 2 or 3 times and just doesn't do it. And that means Saka has all the time in the world, and it's a good finish in the end. Arsenal 1, West Ham 1. It doesn't even come down that left-hand side like we were saying. It doesn't come down our right. It comes down our left. And it is what it is. Is what it is. Oh, unlucky. Very annoying stuff. Arsenal can counter-attack again here. Odegaard. Paqueta does well just to sort of slow him down, and Declan Rice covering Bukayo Saka. Paqueta takes him down. It's well done. I mean, I don't think it was it's one of those ones where it's a free kick, but it's nothing more than that. I don't think it's a yellow, so we'll take that. But it's always, to me, Dean, it's always pun time. There doesn't need to be any sort of preamble. We can just get straight to it. Do you know what I mean? Dave, thank you very much once again for the £5. Gonna have to create a Charlie character for my WWE 2K account. Are you heavyweight? Are you a heavyweight high flyer? Yeah, I feel that. I feel like I've got a bit of the Keith Lee about me. A bit of the Bam Bam Bigelow. You know what I mean? A big guy who could also probably do a moonsault. Now, Could I, in real life, do a moonsault? No. No. But I do have the heft of a Bam Bam Big Lower Keith Lee, so I'm going to back it. I'm going to back it, personally. I would take that. 100%. That's what it is. It's the rope of dope. It's the rope of dope, bruv. Give him a bit of confidence. Duck in. Hit him with the pat. You know what I mean? Hit with the pat. Hit with the skinny pat pat. You know. Unreal wrestler. The flame garments, the bald head. What a guy. What a guy. Looking for Ben Rama doesn't quite work. Arsenal get the possession. The thing is, this doesn't change a single thing for us. Arsenal scoring here doesn't change what the tactic should be right now. It needs to be exactly the same. And I feel like we need to play our game and not the current situation. Because the current situation with Arsenal sort of gaining a bit of momentum, the crowd are getting a bit louder. At halftime, it was really quiet. At halftime, we did a really good job just turning them down. Thomas Souček, by the way, keeping hold of that ball forever. And then somehow that's a foul against him. I'm sorry. I don't exactly understand that one. I haven't had many problems with the referee, and you know me, I don't usually tend to talk about the referee. That's ridiculous, by the way. That's absurd. To see that situation, Thomas Souček was being manhandled by two separate players there, and yet somehow he's the one who did a foul. I don't know about that one, but this is what I'm saying. They're in a situation here where they are feeling the vibes. The crowd are starting to get louder again. It's starting to feel a little bit like Arsenal have momentum. Realistically, they have no more momentum than they had before the goal. Okay, we just need to carry on playing how we do. Carry on playing how we have been playing. Let's just shut it down when we can. Let's keep doing what we do. Let's gain some opportunities. They'll go quiet again, and then we can carry on as we were. This doesn't actually change anything for us. The worst thing for us to do now would be getting a bit nervous and getting a bit rash in everything we do, and we don't necessarily need to do that right now. You know what I mean? That's what we've got to do. We've got to play our game and not the situation at hand. Looking at the goal again. So annoying. So annoying. So annoying. I need to put the name in the thing. Arsenal coming forward again. Jarrett Bowen can't get into that. Tierney comes across. It's going to be a throw. They're too hyped now. The Arsenal crowd are too hyped right now. We need to just shut it down right now. We need to just keep doing our thing. Keep it calm. Keep it chill. Stop them. You know what I mean? Just stop them. Oh, Saka does well there. Lays it off to Odegaard. Finds Xhaka. Finds Martinelli. It's 2-0. It's 2-1. Right, everything I've just said, now we need to change things. Now we need to change things. When it's 1-1 and that's what we want, it's fine. But now it's 2-1, now's the opposition to change. I'm not even entirely certain he meant to do that, but Martinelli gets the goal. Declan Rice misses the initial thing, then gets bodied by Saka, which is a bit embarrassing for him, I can't lie. Saka does really well to just lay it off to Odegaard, finds Xhaka, who lays it into Martinelli. Again, Soufal, who's incredibly central. Martinelli, to be fair, he means to shoot from that angle. He doesn't even look up. He just goes for it. And Fabianski really should be doing better than that. That's 2-1. I don't like being that guy who's going to lob that goalkeeping cliche out there. But he's got to be doing better than that. That is... Well, that's a massive shame. It's 2-1. Again, we've suffered there from Soufal. I'll be honest with you. Soufal's been caught out for both of those goals there. Geo brought it up. Geo brought up the fact he was on a yellow card. And Soufal, I think he's looked good in the friendlies, but obviously in the competitive games this season has been an absolute mess. He's gone out, and I think this was something else that Geo Gonzo brought up in the build-up show. The idea that, you know, he went out during the break and was very very he didn't hold back his comments about not playing enough and wanting to leave potentially, and not wanting to leave but saying he might have to leave if he's not playing more. And once you do that, let's be honest about it, you've got to do something. You've got to turn up. And both goals have gone directly through him today. That second one, literally, he was nowhere near Martinelli. Again, that's a David Moyes tactic. We stay very compact. We stay very the fullbacks come very central to try and remove opportunities in the centre. But like I said to you before, that's been giving a lot of opportunities and space to Martinelli and Saka specifically to be way more central than they would have to be potentially and have a lot of space in that role. And he never gets close to Martinelli, who hits it. And again, Fabianski should be doing better, but Soufal in that needs to be doing better. And in the second one, he's about a mile onside. He's about a mile behind. That leaves Saka in an onside position, yet also behind all of our defenders. And it's super annoying. It's really annoying because all of that hard work in that first half has been undone in a couple of minutes because we got slack. We got slack, and now, conversely, we now have the ball for the first bit of possession we've really had the entire game. And they're passing it around relatively comfortably, although the ball into Mikel Antonio's feet wasn't great there, and now it goes down. That's really annoying. And at this point, all those things I was saying about how when it's 1-1, that doesn't change it. We need to keep how we were going on. Now it does change it. Now it does change it massively. Because now we have literally nothing. Before we had a point, and a point against Arsenal would have been good. And again, performance is still the thing that's more important than the result today. Can't lose sight of that. But it's not like we've been at our swashbuckling best. We've been decent, but not at our swashbuckling best. And so we got to change it up now. That's a good ball over the top to Kearney. That's a really nice first touch from Tierney. Pulls it across into an incredibly dangerous area, but there's just no one there for Arsenal. It's really well done there. The switch across to Tierney was nice, and it goes away. Declan Rice trying to come away with it, and Declan Rice is not having a good half. First half, different story. He is having a woeful half. He's just giving the ball away again, Declan Rice. He got bodied by Saka for the goal. He's then just messed it up. He's then lost the ball again. Martinelli tries to head it across, and Soufal nods it out. It's going to be a corner. Declan Rice needs to switch up. He needs to switch on because he's just done two awful things in a row. He got bodied for Saka for the goal. He needs to... To be fair to him with the Saka thing, it was maybe slightly behind him, a little bit off balance, but still. Corner to Arsenal. On the left-hand side, Martinelli to take it. Okay, thankfully, apparently Martinelli is as bad at corners as we are, because that was god-awful. That was woeful. That was an awful corner. Thank goodness for that. Cresswell gets pulled back for a little bit of argy-bargy there. A little bit of the old gripsy doodle. I don't know what I'm saying any more than you do. He can't. Look, it's one of those ones where he can't do it if he doesn't have the ball. And Declan Rice picks up the ball and then drives with it, which means you've already bypassed where Paqueta is. So, ball played in from the free kick, headed away, thankfully, from Thomas Souček there. And we just don't utilise the left-hand side that much. You know, everything we've done for years has just come down our right-hand side. And we don't really utilise our left-hand side too much. We should be. Especially today, with the right-hand side all being on yellow cards, but we are playing very, very dangerously right now. Well, possession's gone ever so slightly more in our favour. We've now got 31% possession in the game, as opposed to the 69% of Arsenal. You know, a bit better. Rice picks up the ball. That's not a bad ball over the top to Mikel Antonio. He's going to have to do a lot to make anything of this. It's a nice touch and then goes out. Corner? Corner. We'll take it. Antonio does well there. He got played a little bit into a dark alley by Declan Rice, but we kept possession of the ball. At least that's what counts there. He did have to bust an absolute gut to make it happen. Tries to take it around Saliba, who does well, and it's going to be a corner. We'll take it. GP, thank you very much for the £2. Listen, this is what happens. This is what happens. I don't know what you're seeing. Is it one of those situations where you're scared about having a speech and so you get told to like imagine people naked? Is this what happened? I don't know. But I'll take it. Thank you very much for the £2, GP. That's incredibly kind of you. I would agree it's their fault for wearing clothes. And if they see this, hello. Rice collects the ball. Lays it out wide to side Ben Rama. Takes on Ben White. Odegaard comes and collects it again, and just not really enough support for him. He goes a little bit into a dark alley. Maybe should release it earlier. Ben White stood him up well. There you go, GP. You're on the list, GP. Thank you very much for the £2. That's incredibly kind of you, my friend. Thank you. Shot from range from Tilo Kehrer, of all people. Tilo Kehrer there deciding to just roll up and have a little pop from 30 yards as if that was ever going in. I mean, fair enough. Right? This is a script. We've been passed off the park. We have, but it's not that deep. The problem is that am I? That is annoying. Or am I just replying to the? This is my exact time, Zombie. Am I 30 seconds behind? Because if so, that's annoying. But if so, to be fair, 30 seconds behind is probably more in line than I usually am, if we're being honest. Yes, but it was fine before. The problem is that defensively we switched off. Scratch that. Defensively, several people switched off. It wasn't even the rest of the team. For their first goal, Soufal just decides to do what Soufal does. And then for the second goal, the midfield kind of isn't there. So, I mean, like, we've been passed off the park. Ramsdale comes flying out there and headers it around Mikel Antonio and clears it upfield. Incredible dangerous maneuvers from Ramsdale. It's worked out for him, but Jesus Christ. So it's not even like we've been passed off the park in that sense. It's just because it was fine then. It's just when you are backs against the wall against an incredibly good team like Arsenal, and as the commentators were just saying, there's no team like this is the most amount of points Arsenal have ever had in this point of the season or whatever, and that includes a team who had literally gone invincible before. When you're up against a team who are playing that well and are that good at the moment, you just can't switch off. If you're not perfect for the entire game, especially when you play tactics like we do, you're gonna get got. You're gonna get got because you're gonna concede possession to them in very high areas of the pitch. Ben White just mugging us off, and that's a great time from Eddie Nketiah. It's 3-1 Arsenal. That is a brilliant finish from Eddie Nketiah. It's done now. The game's over, by the way. The game is done. The game is over. There's zero chance now. We're not scoring 2. There was an outside bet of us scoring 1. There is zero chance of us scoring 2. That is a brilliant goal. That's a brilliant goal. First of all, you have Ben White who picks it off from Xhaka, just absolutely mugs off Ben Rama, lays it short into Odegaard. First touch into Nketiah, who turns Tilo Kehrer. It's a beautiful finish from Eddie Nketiah. But side Ben Rama, who's been absolutely done there by Ben White. That's such a good turn from Nketiah. Just turns Tilo Kehrer, who's all out to sea, and to hit it across goal like that, just arrows it into that bottom corner. I tell you what, Nketiah, he's in an awkward situation, right? Because obviously Gabby Jesus is impossible to displace. And he's got to take this opportunity when he can, if not for the rest of the season, specifically to try and make something happen in January or something. I mean, he's obviously signed a long-term contract, so clearly he wants to be there for a while, right? But that is how you do it. That is a beautiful, beautiful finish. Got to be honest about it. It really is. And what's annoying at this point is the way the crowd... I don't often get annoyed by crowds, but I am getting annoyed by them now. I can't lie. You know me. You all know me. I'm calm. I'm as calm as the day is long. Right? Usually, I really don't care. A lot of the time, I'm a very calm individual. But there's something about the fact that Arsenal are now going mad, where in that first half they were silent or just booing whenever something didn't go their way. It's just very annoying. And at this point, the game is over. Unless you make significant changes, which we won't do, the game is done now. The game is officially over. Go 2 goals against us. Yeah, we're not going to come back. Unless you're Spurs, we're not going to come back. So, realistically, the game's over. David Moyes needs to be making changes. It is what it is. Smee, I understand what you're saying. I get it. I wouldn't say it, but I understand what you're saying. Yeah, we miss our centre backs. We miss Zuma, and we potentially miss Agad. I guess Dawson would be in there with Zuma or whatever. But yeah, we do. It's obviously injuries at centre back is not helping us in that situation. Arsenal are coming forward again here on the right hand side, playing it in. Good block. I missed Diop. I didn't think I'd say those words. Logan, you're going wild now. You're losing it. Yeah, still no subs, Joey. You're not wrong. Still no subs. 71 minutes in, still no subs. No, he's not good at defender. He's not good at defending. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to turn the game down. Can I? I was looking to see, you know how Amazon has different audio options? I was looking to see if they had an audio option for just commentary, because that'd be fun. Get rid of the crowd noise. I can't be asked at this point. Get rid of it. Punched away from Fabianski. Turn it off, not down. I mean, yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Xhaka there. I'll be honest with you, I'm not entirely certain how that isn't a yellow card for Xhaka. It's not going to change literally anything. But if we're being honest about it, how some of these other things that have gone down in a game have been yellow cards and that wasn't. I mean, Xhaka he straight up grips as a man. Not that it would change literally anything, because it wouldn't. The game's done. You're right. Well, Glenn, fair play. You've deserved it. When we scored, it was against the run of play, and it's done at this point. So, fair play. Fair play. Fair play. I mean, don't get me wrong. If we had an actual right back, maybe it wouldn't have been gone as badly for us as it has. But there you go. What can you do? We have Vladimir Soufal at right back. Fair play. You've been way better than us, Glenn. Let's be real about it. Let's be real about it, mate. Let's be real about it. Ben Rama tried to do something, hits it, it's over. In fact, yeah, let's just turn it right down. Because the thing is I like having the audio on, because it just allows me to pick up information I might miss, because I'm doing a couple of different things at once. And so just having that audio in the background, maybe I see something happen and I can hear what player did it. It helps. But at this point, I just don't want to hear the crowds. I just, it is what it is. Yeah, you're not wrong, Jason. I mean, the golf and quality today has been massive. I think first half the tactics were working out. Second half, you know what I mean. It's just the difference has been substantial. Substantial. I like the idea, Peter. He won't. I mean, Antonio will play the rest of the game. And to be fair, Antonio's been all right. So, I don't know, But it's one of those things where he's there to make up numbers. There's zero chance of him playing today, regardless of what happened. Antonio could go down injured in this game. He still wouldn't play. You'd put Boehm up front and then you'd bring on Fornals in the wing or something like that. Like, it'd never happen. It would never happen. Thank you, Rich. It's very kind of you. It's very kind of you. I'll stop talking about their nonsense. Just, yeah. So Moyes gone in the morning. Surely not giving him money in January after blowing. No. I'm very, Dino. And don't get me wrong. This is apropos of nothing. This isn't with any sort of foresight or forethought or anything. This isn't. I have no intel on this. Is what I'm saying. I haven't even read any of the articles where people go, "Oh, he'll get at least 3 games and stuff." I haven't even read those. I'm very confident he'll be here at the end of January, regardless of what happened. I think if we lost every single game between now and the end of January, then there would be a conversation. But before then, I am there, and even then, it'd still be at the end of January. I'm very confident. I'm very confident in that fact. But again, that really is with no intel or no nothing. That's just, yeah. Going to be a free kick to Arsenal about 35 yards out. Xhaka's going to hit it. Straight into the wall, apparently. Ben Rama, time to do something. Takes it past Odegaard. Apparently, that's not a foul. Okie dokie. Okie dokie, okie dokie, okie dokie. Arsenal then convert and go forward. Down the right-hand side. Martin Odegaard lays it short. To Saka. Back to Odegaard. He's going to take a shot from range. He does. Fabianski can't quite see it. It's going wide. Zidane in, says Celtic Hammer. I think that's a very ambitious one now. I think the other thing to say is if Dave Moyes was to go, I think you're 10 times more likely to see Scott Parker or Sean Dyche than you are Zidane or Tuchel or Pochettino or whoever, or anyone else. I think you're very much seeing one of those people come in. What I'm going to try doing, this is a controversial statement, is I'm going to try playing music. And let's see if it completely kills my internet. If I just put music on Spotify or something in the background. There we go. There we go. Drum and bass. That's what we're going with. We're going to listen to drum and bass. And that way, I don't have to hear the game. Ball forward down the left-hand side. Eddie Nketiah offside, and it's going to be a free kick to West Ham. Ladies and gentlemen, the first sub of the game for West Ham is happening, and it's Thomas Souček coming off for Pablo Fornals. Pablo Fornals on for Thomas Souček. Interesting. Not what I thought would happen. We'll see how it ends up affecting. Who goes out wide? Who stays in the centre? Will it be a 4-4-3-3? I'm interested. Let's see where this goes, guys. Is it going to turn this game around? No. But, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, Dean, that is a shout. I'll tell you what. Am I going to lob a little cheeky Dean Marsh mix in the background? Is that something I'm going to do? Sounds like it might be something I'm going to do. I can't lie. It might be something I'm going to have to do right now. Put forward by Dawson into the feet of Bowen. Looking at the formation, Paqueta, that's a nice dink forward, looking for looking for Ben Rama, who's the furthest player forward. Ramsdale collects it and plays it forward. Looking at the formation, it does seem to be... Fornals is very wide on the right-hand side right now. But then again, Mikel Antonio is wide on the left, so I don't know if that means anything, to be fair. Mate, give me... That's what I'm doing, bro. It's happening. Bro, I've put Isolation Mix 23 on. It's happening. That's the vibe I need right now. Dean has provided the vibe, ladies and gentlemen. Pablo Fornals is wide on the right-hand side. Soufal is picking up Martinelli. I'm trying to figure it out. Bowen looks quite central. It is still kind of. It looks kind of like a 4-4-2. I mean, Bowen's very central. It looks kind of like a 4-4-2 again, but except now Paqueta's in a sort of double pivot with Rice, with Pablo Fornals wide on the right-hand side and Bowen joining Antonio up front. We'll see how that ends up evolving, because again, we've sort of seen this set up a couple of times in the game for a little brief periods where they've sort of taken up specific positions and moved around. But we'll see how it ends up playing out. Yeah, but Gonzo doesn't understand what Pringles are, so I wouldn't take his advice on music. You know what I mean? Gonzo knows some good music. I ain't gonna sit here and suggest otherwise. But in this specific instance, especially when it comes to Pringles, played wide, left hand side. Martinelli pulls it back, hits it, flashes across goal. White picks it up on the wide on the right hand side. Good work, Said Benrahma. There you go. That's better, bruv. Bit late, and then tries to step over, hits it straight into Odegaard, who takes a shot wide. He almost lost it out. It was really good defensive work from really good defensive work from Said Benrahma at that time. Just comes in, nips it off Ben White, and then just runs straight into Odegaard. Tries to step over, and it just doesn't work. And succeeds dodging opportunity. There was an incident yesterday involving the film Straight Outta Compton at Christmas with my girlfriend's family. So I think listening to NWA is a bit too soon for me now. Might have to take a break from that vibe for a while. Yeah, I'd agree with you. It's this, right? It's dejection. It feels like a massive shame. We were 1-0 up. It could have happened. It felt like first half it might have happened, but you know, it's just a shame. Listen, I haven't watched it, but I'm sure I'd be into it, to be fair. But someone wanted to put it. We were looking through Netflix for something to watch. There was a disagreement over what should be watched. I wasn't involved in this. I was just sat at the side of it, watching the disagreement happen. Someone wanted to watch Straight Outta Compton. It got put on. There was an argument very briefly after. It was a whole thing. Over Christmas, the only films I've seen are Kindergarten Cop yesterday. It was on whatever channel at what time. And then I saw Knives Out Glass Onion when it came out, which, by the way, is incredible. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's better than watching West Ham play football. Zinchenko, who's come on for Arsenal, laying it into Thomas Partey. Looking for that chipped through ball that he's been doing all game. Looking for Nketiah this time, who battles with Soufal, who hooks it away well. Fornals then hooks it away a second time. We have it is sort of this 4-4... It is sort of this 4-4-2 thing. It is sort of this 4-4-2 thing with Antonio and Bowen up front. And Fornals wide right. I mean, it's also kind of 4-3-3, but just very lopsided. You could make an argument for it being 4-3-3 as well, but just very, very lopsided. Yeah, Odegaard plays it out wide to Saka, pulls it across, good defender from Craig Dawson. Pullbacks, always scary for us. Straight out of the Prem. Yeah, a little bit. The thing is, the team hasn't been weakened. It's just the results have gotten worse. And part of that is the money that was spent. Not the money, but part of it is completely trying something new. That's a hit blocked by Dawson. Part of it is trying something new. It's not like the team has gotten weaker. The team is far stronger than it was. It's just the situation when you look at it. We've tried to mold and change ourselves into something more, into something different. And that's never going to happen. It's just a difficult thing to watch in that situation. Because it's not weaker. On paper, we're better. This team that we have on the pitch right now is, on paper, better than the team that 2 years ago that got Europa League. It just is. You can't tell me it's not. But unfortunately, we're in a situation where we're trying something different and it's just not finding the space. And at that point, you have to ask questions about why that's not working. In my opinion, we haven't stepped fully one way or the other. And it's just annoying. It's just annoying. Well, it's more than annoying. It's stupid. It's. I'm trying not to swear. I'm really trying not to swear. It's really bad. It's really bad. Because you can't spend that much money at West Ham and not make it work. Ball in from the corner, can't quite get a head on it. Gabriel and Arsenal maintaining possession of the ball now, trying to work it down the left-hand side with Martinelli and Zinchenko. Soufal manages to stab that away. Really well done there by Pablo Fornals into the feet of Bowen, who tries to run forward, can't make it work. Martinelli now trying to time waste. I don't know what the point is, mate. You're going to win. It's fine. Just let us take a throw in quickly. It's not that deep. I mean, it's West Ham taking a throw in. You'll get possession of the ball in a second. And unbelievably, ladies and gentlemen, Mubama has come on. I'm shocked this has happened, but Mubama has officially come on for the pitch. Now, granted, it's for 4 minutes, but Mubama has just come on for Mikel Antonio. Now, we've only made 2 substitutions, and the second one, it took until too late to happen. And the first one took until too late to happen. But the fact Mubama's got on the pitch at all is a huge... Yes, let's go. I tell you what, Ben Rama pushed that one, almost managed to get... It almost rolled to Mubama for a split second there. Declan Rice foul. It's not been great, has he? Odegaard with a beautiful turn being blocked off by both Bowen and Paqueta, and a little cheeky Cruyff turn with a nutmeg on Paqueta on the way through. East sides, and I mean this with all due respect, okay? And I don't take offense to this. Don't take offense to this, okay? Because I don't mean this offensively, but you're actively very stupid. Now, don't take it offensively, because I don't mean it that way. But if you have ever listened to anything I've ever said, you just wouldn't call him my manager, bro. You're just baffed. You're just baffed. You're just baffed. Anyway. Four mins is a joke. 4 mins is a joke, but at least we got to see it. It's Leonardo, good to see you. And yes, it very much is. It very much is. Soufal ends up playing it back dangerously to Fabianski. Declan Rice lays it off. West Ham, to be fair, okay, we work it well there, though. We work it well there, fair to be fair. Fornals finds Mubama. Goes down. It's going to be a free kick West Ham on about the halfway line. Cresswell lays it short. Out wide to Benrahma. Back to Cresswell. Oh, nice turn from Benrahma there. Takes on Ben White and just beats him easily. Saliba does really well defensively to stop him, though. We'll take the corner. I mean, Saliba did well there. Benrahma just takes on Ben White, turns him, starts sprinting towards goal, does well. Saliba does well. He's a big presence, Saliba, and he just puts himself in a really nice defensive positioning. You know, defending, tackling, all that stuff is good, but actually, if you can just position yourself in a place where you can stop it from ever getting there, did really well to just stop it. Although they do concede a corner, plays it in, it's headed away. It wasn't a great corner again. You know how it goes. It just is what it is. Dinked forward. Dawson heads it down to Declan Rice. Lays it short to Paqueta, who hits it. High and wide. High and wide. One of the things that was interesting about... So I should call him Paqueta. I should pronounce his name correctly. One of the interesting thing about his career is the move to AC Milan, which was where he was at. It was his first move to Europe. He came from Brazil, went to AC Milan, and then ended up at Lyon, right? And AC Milan, I remember watching him, and it was so clear that there was a talented player there, so clear. And when he turned it on, when it happened, it happened. But he was played in a way which never worked for him. He played out wide a lot. It just didn't work out for him. And it wasn't in the situations where he played in a position that suits him, or alternatively when he moved to Lyon, where he was only played in positions that suit him, where he again went flying back up again. And we look at the situation now where today we've played him in a position that's a little bit better for him. The game wasn't good for him, but the position is a bit better for him. But we need to get out of this mindset of thinking that we're going to spend money on a player who's going to be essentially Payet, in terms of Payet could go missing for 89 minutes in a game, and then you give him the ball once and he does something insane and wins the game for you. Because again, that's not the kind of player he is. And we need to get ourselves in a position where we're thinking on a consistent basis, how can we get the best out of this player? How can we play him to the best of his abilities? 4 minutes of out of time, by the way. How can we do that? And that's not what we're doing right now. That's not what we've done. We're still because West Ham have been awful, and it's easy to pick out Paquetá, it's easy to pick out Skamaka and to go, these people are awful, or these people aren't working out all this stuff, which is because it is true. That is true. They are not working out. They aren't playing to the best of their abilities. It's not working out for them currently. But we need to think, why isn't it working out for them? And then we need to look at it holistically, because it's not working out for anyone. All of the players, Bowen, Rice, Souček, Dawson, like all these people who have been stalwarts, reliable for the last couple of seasons for West Ham, are also not working out. It's not just the new ones. The difference is you look at Skamaka, you look at Paquetá, and you see how much money we spent on them, and you go, this is it. This is the next step forward. This is what we're going to do to move forward. But realistically, the two of them can play well. All right, fine. But what about the rest of the team? You know, there's so many more problems at West Ham than just those people. And getting rid of those players isn't going to change that. The point is West Ham as a whole are broken. Not that those two players, or if you want to include other summer signings like Emerson or Kera or whatever, aren't working out. The point is that West Ham in general aren't working out. And there needs to be some sort of reference to that. And it's really annoying because we want them to do well. We want them to be able to be these great players. Look, but and there's something there with both of them. But the question is, will it work out at West Ham for them? And the answer is probably not under David Moyes. But there needs to be bigger questions raised about it. I think I saw someone maybe mentioning it up here when I was halfway through my pointless diatribe. Yeah, Frankie here. Who from West Ham recruitment team thought Paquetá and Skamaka would fit into our team? All our big signs have been wasted. Yeah, David Moyes has final say. I agree. There needs to be some sort of thought about what's happening here with the recruitment and everything. Fornals goes for a shot from range. That's really good and forces to save from Ramsdale. Full stretch there. It's a good shot from Fornals. Right to death here. Picks up the ball. Dangerous area. Doesn't get really tackled or chanced by anyone. Just bends it round. It was going in as well. Good diving save. My brain is dying. Yes, the recruitment thing. David Moyes has final say on anything, which suggests that David Moyes saw these players and wanted to change things, wanted to push the team in a specific direction. The problem is he hasn't done that yet. He hasn't been able to do that yet, and he hasn't pushed it forward. El Nene is going to come on for 9 seconds, coming on for Pato, and there needs to be some sort of thinking about that, because it's not the recruitment team's fault necessarily if David Moyes has the final say. Now, if you're working with a director of football style system where they make the decisions and then you have a coach who implements that, fine, then you can start to have that conversation about the recruitment team and how all these things play together. But in a situation where David Moyes has the final say, that suggests there was a plan for these players, because there's no way David Moyes, who has refused to sign a striker for as long as he possibly could, looks at Skamaka and goes, this is the person who's going to suit exactly Antonio's role again. Because that's just not true, right? You have to look at it some way and figure it out. Anyway, we're coming towards the end of the game. Full-time whistle is going to be blown any second now. And I would like to thank you all for coming. It's been crap, this second half. It really has. It felt like for that first half something was going to happen, and we have Brentford coming up. The full-time whistle now has gone. And it's Arsenal 3, West Ham United 1. It felt like for a moment that was going to happen. It really did. The first half was so nice, and the second half only got worse. And that sucks because we really needed that. But that's what happens when the chips are down, when you're struggling in the league, when the form isn't there. These sort of things are liable to happen. You know, a bit of negativity happens and you crumble, and we crumbled today. We got beaten by a significantly better Arsenal team who were really, really good. We let them do a lot of what they wanted to do, but we can't act like they weren't significantly the better team and deserved the win. They just did. Let's be real. Let's be real. They really did. End of the game, I mean, the possession went down to 66%, but they still had 16 shots to our 1. I mean, it really was one-way street by the end. Which is a shame because it felt like something could happen. But hey, we move on to Brentford. Thank you, Logan. We move on to Brentford. We will, of course, be back for that with our full match day suite. That includes the build-up show, followed by the watch-along, followed by the review. That's on... is that Friday? I think it's Friday. So make sure to come back for that. Subscribe if you haven't already, so you do get the notification for that. Hit that bell notification icon, all of that good stuff. And hit the like button while you're there. We managed to get to 292. So 8 likes between now and the end of the stream real quick as I'm wrapping up, and we will hit that 300 mark. That would be beautiful. But I'd like to thank you all for coming. Unfortunately, it does end Arsenal 3, West Ham 1. It felt like for a moment Dreamland was about to happen. Unfortunately, fade and die and all that good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, 305. Let's go. Let's go. Get refreshed. Let's go. You love to see it. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming. We'll see you against Brentford. Until that point, I'll hand over to Geo Gonzo for their review. Thank you very much, people. See you later. Bye. Bye.